know I got you on this one, Coach. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fanatic. But we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina. Upstate, A64. Yeah. The FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see. I love the fans like they part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Come rock with me. We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the fanatic, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gon' eat everything up off they plate? Who the next one that's really gon' step up and be great? Yeah, the FANATTIC. The fanatic where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what I see. I love the fans like they part of my team. Yeah, part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Yeah, part of my team.
Welcome into the Fan Addict, the sports channel for sports fans by sports fan, man. Hey, we in here for a live stream, man. We got some good games still going on, but we want to talk about some of the games that's already taking place, man. And we got some people already in, man. We're gonna just get in here and we're just gonna talk freely, man. What's going on, Stat Guy?
Good, Coach. You know we rocking with the Cox tonight. Watching my Gamecocks.
Ooh,
High
Paul.
energy.
The Gamecocks. Okay. What's the score right now? I got the Kansas State game and the Aggie game on.
28-14. Early in the third quarter still. Still about 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. But
all right. Okay.
Marshawn Lloyd.
Hey, that's what I've been saying all season. We got a guy Shawty in the building. Shawty, can you hear us, dog?
Yeah, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, dog. We good. What's going on with you?
Oh, not much, man. Just trying a new setup here, man. It's good to see everybody here, everybody. What's up, Stat Guy, man? Shout out to you, man. Hopefully you healed up for them lumps.
Hey, it's looking like I'm getting over them today anyway.
I got you.
Hey, Charlotte came out, give me all y'all want, man. So, man, it's crazy. It's been crazy today. The Dogs did not look good today. I know we could say, listen, man. What's going on, Shelby? Let's get to some of the commenters. Let's Shelby in the house. Sean, I'm gonna let you go for it, dog. What you saw today? What you feeling?
Well, man, I don't want to say too much. I know we got a show next week, but I just say it's one of those weekends, man. Just all around the whole, NCAA. It's crazy, man. Like I said, I don't want to give much away. It was just a crazy weekend, funny weekend, man.
Man. We slept walk, but I don't like that because I know we ain't let Sanford score, but we kind of slept walk through Sanford too, man. I don't know what's going on. Too much partying going on the night before.
How about this? We don't have any more 12 o'clock games. Just leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, this team ain't too good at 12 o'clock at home. We good at 12 o'clock on the road. Well, okay, let me ask you that. So is there a difference for a player, Charlotte? Is it like when you on the road, like because you're in the hotel and you ain't got a lot of distractions in the city or whatever, you can be more focused at 12 o'clock? Because I'm going to tell you, not just against South Carolina, but usually the away team do play pretty good at 12 o'clock in college football.
I mean, just being away, period, well, not even just being away, just a 12 o'clock game. I'm going to be honest with you. Most guys are trying to figure out what they're going to do that night because they get to get back so early, get to be done so early. Generally, a 12 o'clock game is an easy game, so you're going to win. So it's like, man, what we doing later on? We finally get to, be free and get out for a Saturday night. So it's hard to get up for a 12 o'clock game, to be honest, as a player.
As a player, when you're at home,
everything starts early. I mean, even from breakfast to getting tape, getting prepared, everything just starts so much earlier.
Yeah, I can see that. Nephew in the building, Louisville Cardinals. Y'all Cardinals put it on the South Florida, man. Look like coach owe you your coach owe you a breakfast or a dinner or something like that. Coach Ruben, he coached for South Florida now, man. They Louisville put it on them. They ain't even show none of the highlights, but I don't even think South Florida scored on them. Shelby say she watching the Arkansas Texas A&M battle. Listen, Arkansas jumped out on them, man. I don't know if y'all was watching it. It was 14-7, and Arkansas was headed for another score, and then KJ Jefferson fumbled the ball, dog, like on the sideline, and Texas A&M took it to the house for a touchdown, just like that. Let's see, bro. Got Priest in the house. Oh yeah, Priest. I know a lot of SEC coaches gonna be calling Kent State asking them what the magic was. I don't know. I think it might be a lot of what Shawty said, man. 12 o'clock game at home, dudes. It might be an old party already set in Athens for some reason. Lad McConkey feeling himself. I don't know what was going on with him today.
Even if it ain't in Athens, they ready to go to Atlanta.
Facts. That's facts. So hey, Shawty, you got a new microphone, boy. You sound good, boy.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm trying a new setup, but for some reason I can't get my camera to work, so my background ain't working. But I just got a new mic and stuff, so that's why I came on tonight to try things out.
Oh yeah, it sounds good, man. So right now we got Texas A&M with the ball, 23-21. Texas A&M, 7 minutes to go, a little bit over 7 minutes to go. They're on the 40. Look like they threatening again, man. They got loose on the third. Priest say they got loose on Thursday. That's why they wasn't focused today. I hope it was something like that. Tyler, what's going on, my guy? Tyler, one of my day one subscribers, man. Ole Miss fan, man. Hey, y'all got to win. That's all that matters, dog. That's what I was telling somebody, man. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if the Dogs drop in the polls, which is fine because Ohio State is like I don't know what they're doing. They taking out some anger on Wisconsin, dog. It's getting ugly out there. But it's like
38-7.
Yeah. I think they're taking it easy. I think they're taking it easy on them now, though, because it was 31-7 like with 2 minutes ago in the first half. So I think at this point it's just kind of like they're just trying to get out the game with no injuries now. So, well, what about y'all saw App State lost to James Madison? You can't have that magic all the time, dog.
Hey, what you hate? They were up 28-3, but Falcon fans know all about being up 28-3 and blowing it. So
hey, the stray shots at the Falcons gonna cease. Listen. This is a college football show. We will not take shots at the Falcons tonight. They take enough. They take enough shots on Sunday.
I know they're right.
Oh, look at Zach. Zach said UNC Charlotte should have won today. Jeff, taking shots at you, dog.
They still playing. They shouldn't have won. They came out good though. They came out good in the first half. They completed 7 of their first 7 on third down attempts. We just couldn't get them off the field. We started blitzing on third down. They ran screens behind us. But hey, man, Marshawn Lloyd is a monster. If y'all haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out ESPN tonight. I expect that run should be number 1 on the top 10 plays today.
Okay. Looks like A&M, like Shelby said, A&M just missed a field goal. They don't listen. Jimbo gonna be under a lot of water if he can't pull this one out, dog. That dude got all that talent and can't win. Shawty, you always say Jimmys and Joes. What's going on in College Station? They got the Jimmys, dog. They got them.
Part of it could be coaching. He could be past his time, but at the same time, it takes time to gel. Because you get everybody in there that's highly talented and highly ranked. Don't mean necessarily the chemistry is there,
Yeah, but how long he been there now though? Like 4 years, ain't he?
His 5th year.
He done had top 10. He done had like 3 top 10 recruit classes.
Hey man, he in the West. The West is a beast over there. You see it?
You right. Because Arkansas coming, dog. Arkansas, if they can pull this one out, they got Bama next week. Of course, Bama is treating Vandy as they should, like the little brother of the SEC. Somebody said on Twitter that Jermaine Burton erased all his Twitter stuff showing that he was a part of Bama or whatever. But I haven't been watching the game. I'm not saying that he was, transferring it like that, but I thought that was interesting to see.
Hey man, you don't left the nest. Good luck to you. That's all I can say.
Say no room at the end for you, huh, Shorty?
You know what I mean? You
Hey man, I'm
I say that you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes.
That's right. Hey man, I'm rocking my Tailgate Kings Cup Georgia National Championship. It just came in the middle of the day. Shout out JV. JV said he was gonna hop on, man. We'll see. He said he ain't like what he saw today. It was rough to watch, dog. I ain't even going front. It was worth to watch, dog.
Like I say, man, I'm really not gonna, I'm trying not to comment too much. I'm gonna save it for next week, man.
All right, well then let's talk about Auburn and Mizzou. All right, you remember we talked about Auburn. You talking about two of the worst teams in the SEC, dog. They went to overtime, and Auburn pulled it out because Mizzou was headed into the end zone for the win and fumbled into the end zone for the touchback.
What you hate though, like my thing is, why try to reach the ball over the pylon? Get pushed out of bounds. It's first and goal, a half-yard line. You got 4 shots to punch it in. But even before that, man, those those are two bottom feeders in the SEC, and they were fighting to see which team could lose the game better because they both missed field goals in regulation with a chance to win the game.
You say they're the two bottom feeders?
Two bottom feeders.
You better hope y'all beat Mizzou in a couple of weeks.
I mean, that's close. I mean, I would say Vandy and Auburn would be the bottom feeders, but that's pretty close.
I think.
Priest say he talked to JV. He said we played muddy today, and he said ain't no rain, brother. It wasn't no rain at all, dog. It was ugly. Hey, I'm happy with the dub. That's what I tell y'all right now. I'm happy with the dub. It's some things like you say. We're gonna have a real detailed breakdown on Tuesday. So y'all make sure y'all tune in on Tuesday at 8:00 for the live stream with the dogs, man. Inside the locker room, we're gonna really get into it. I listen, Shawty. I got notes, Shawty.
You would think we done lost, man.
Hey, but
you would think we don't pull the App State over Texas or something. Listen, we still 4-0 at the moment, number 1 team in the country.
Hey man, yeah, but like what we used to say last year, dog. Even when we was winning, dog. Sometimes you still got to address the issues so they don't become bigger. You know.
Yeah, no doubt. Trust me. On Tuesday, I will.
I was like, that's why. Yeah, I got some lists. Priest got your back, dog. Stat guy. He say stay positive. Always stay positive, dog. That's right. Even if you one of the bottom feeders, just always stay positive.
Oh nah, miss me with that. We've been. Second East.
Hey, K-State and Oklahoma 24-20, third quarter. They got a lot of football to play, man. Oklahoma, I knew Kansas State, they done had Oklahoma number the last couple of years, man. They done won 2 out of the last 3. So they was ready for that. And they playing at Oklahoma.
They have but their quarterback, he can run the ball. Their running back is averaging like 140 a game. That's all they grind it out. It ain't pretty. Their defense is good enough, and they grind that thing out.
Up in the Big Ten, in my company office pool, man, I took Michigan State and the 2.5 points they was receiving, and they commenced to getting beat down today. I'm like, Mel Tucker, I'm gonna have to start listening, man. Somebody was talking about Mel Tucker. Somebody need to arrest. What they say? They said on Twitter. They said they got an APB out for Mel Tucker for stealing $9.5 million.
I try to tell what I told you on another show. I was like, man, he raped the transfer portal. That's why he was able to do what he did, the previous year. But in terms of recruiting and building a program, I don't really see it yet.
Yeah, dog, and it didn't look good today, dog. Like it looked bad today. I don't remember what the final score, but they got beat down. It wasn't even close.
34-7.
Woo! That was
But Minnesota's probably going to win that other side, though. It's a bad loss, but Minnesota's probably the best team on that other side.
Yeah, Minnesota State kind of, they
like
that kind of
8-9.
They like that kind of, what's that? They're gonna give you, like I say, 8-9 wins a year. They're gonna, 10 years every probably 2-3 years. You know, they're kind of, you know, they're a good program, solid program. They're a good measuring stick, but they ain't really doing that.
But this is the thing, man. Like it's been a couple of years. I thought Minnesota was gonna win it because Wisconsin didn't really look good, and then Wisconsin ended up beating them. It's like they always come in second. It's like they can't never get over the hump.
Wisconsin the same way, coach.
Well, they at least win the division, though. Like Minnesota don't even win the division.
Wisconsin ain't really doing that.
I think that's a trash division, to be honest with you. But I mean, that's why I mean Minnesota have a lot of like. I know stat guy. He like what's his name? PJ Fleck.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, let's okay, but it is what it is, man. I mean, like you say, they kind of about the same program. It's just that Wisconsin is able. Look at Arkansas just giving the game away. What in the world, bro? Like KJ Jefferson from College Station. Like he can't handle the ball tonight or something.
I really think Arkansas overrated, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm surprised it's like this. I really thought they were overrated.
You thought Texas A&M was gonna handle them a lot better?
Well, not necessarily handle them like that, man. It just, you know, like I said on our other show, man. I'm just tell you, you know, schematically, when it comes to playing the big boys, they ain't got with it. You're not gonna win with what you're running schematically, especially on defense. That 3-2-5 shit, man. That's man. Come on.
Yeah, that's what's been their Achilles heel, though. They offense actually been pretty good this year. So you know, it's like, but they can't stop nobody. They secondary is atrocious, bro. Even the dude I had on my show that's from Arkansas said that he was like,
I think they lead the national league in sacks or something, but it's all fluff. You're not gonna beat the big boys running that, bro. Because ain't nobody.
See, I don't consider Texas A&M big boy though. Hey, they're a big boy name.
In the West,
they're not a big boy.
Well, I'm just saying in terms like I have them finishing second or third in the West. And all I'm saying is they had a bad loss. Okay, man, it's a loss, but we got a long way to go. It was a bad loss, but we got a long way to go.
You do know Jimbo is 8-4 regularly, right?
I understand.
That's why I don't consider. I consider LSU more of a big boy, even though they had some like two seasons. Like Jimbo, I don't know, man. Jimbo I think he aight. I don't believe the hype.
So stat guy, I'm gonna ask stat. So you think LSU finish above Texas A&M this year in the West?
Not this year, no. But I don't see. But I mean, not this year. But I mean, if you're looking at what have you done for me recently, at least LSU's gotten there. At least LSU put a national championship team out there in the last 5 years. A&M's 8. They are what they are. Outside of Jimbo's 1 year with Jameis Winston, he is who he is.
Well, in a sense, what you saying though, they are what they are. But I'm talking about this year. You just said
this year.
This year.
So this is a different year.
So let me ask you. You think, Shawty, you think Texas A&M gonna beat LSU this year?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I got it as a toss-up. I got it as a toss-up.
I have Texas A&M finishing second or third in the West. Because you got to understand that bad loss to App State ain't got nothing to do with the SEC.
Yeah. I feel you. But I think Arkansas going to pull this off. I think Ole Miss going to beat them. And that game between LSU and them going to determine who finished third or fourth.
Oh, no, because you're forgetting about something. They got to come to Columbia after our bye week. And we're 12-1 in the last 13 years coming off our bye week. So you can go ahead and mark that down as an L for Jimbo and the board.
That won't affect the West, but I understand the optimism.
It affects the SEC standings.
It affects the SEC standings. It counts as a conference loss.
Yeah, no doubt. But it won't affect where they finish up in the West is what I'm saying.
It depends on he missed it. Oh, take that. They are about to win tonight. Arkansas just missed a 42-yarder. They hit the goal post at the top of the goal post and bounced back. It ain't but a minute. And my nephew said he taking A&M over LSU and South Carolina.
Yeah, he has a degree from Louisville. He ain't smart anyway.
Nah, it sound like he got some sense to me.
Priest say last time he was at Mizzou was his late son's student family day Saturday with Spoon and Pop. So I hope we hang 50 on him too, Priest, man. Listen, Mizzou is not good. We know that. The next three opponents not good. Auburn not good. Vandy not good. Mizzou not good. We got to stay focused. That's all I can say. So
Tennessee not good. I think. Well, no, I ain't gonna say they're not good, but they just can't stop nobody.
That's true. Okay, let me ask you. So in comparing, who you got? Who would you take? They don't play this year, but who would you take? A&M or Tennessee?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Hey,
Well, think about it, Cole. Like I said, I go Georgia, Alabama, East West.
Okay.
Second team East West, I go Tennessee, A&M. That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
Okay.
Woo, that would say it ain't no separate. Like I put all them, and then you can go Kentucky. Like Kentucky and Tennessee is a flip flop.
I got you.
Second and third. That's a flip of a coin. Texas A&M and Ole Miss is a flip of coin to me on the other side.
Kentucky, let me check their score, man. They wasn't looking too good.
They won 31-24.
Ooh, Northern Illinois gave them all they wanted. Is Chris Rodriguez playing yet? The NCAA is clowning, dog. He had a DUI. I don't know what the rest of it was about. I think it was some. I don't know. The NCAA say they got some more investigating to do. But the game of the day though, Kansas and Duke. How about that? That's what game day should have been. Kansas and Duke. They both was undefeated, dog.
But that was the game of the day. But it was a darn good game. But that was not the game of the day.
What was the game of the day?
Unfortunately, it. I hate it coming out my mouth. Clemson, Wake Forest.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah,
I hate you. Did that on purpose. But
two terrible defenses, but good game.
Kansas Duke was good. I love Kansas quarterback. Jalen Daniels, he's been playing out his mind. He had a solid game again today. I'm telling you, Kansas is going to be 6-0 playing Oklahoma.
They could well be.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
It could well be. And Texas lost to Texas Tech today. So look like when our summer predictions was, Oklahoma's still in the dogfight. They up there, but I had Baylor and Oklahoma State with a repeat. You know what I'm saying? In the Big 12 championship, and Oklahoma State can score on anybody now. I don't know. I don't know if they can stop a lot of people. They can score on anybody. And then for Clemson, Wake Forest, Dad, you said Clemson and Wake Forest is battling two bad defenses.
Yeah.
What now? This is the thing. I ain't gonna lie. In the summer, man, I thought Clemson was gonna have this like the best defense, like one of the best top 3 defenses in the nation, dog, because of their front seven. They back end is troublesome.
Let me tell you something, man. Clemson have a problem, man, and I hate to say it because I was high on this guy.
Yeah,
but their trigger, man, he I don't know.
He played good today, though.
I understand that. That. But he's not elevating anyone.
Okay, he's not making everybody better.
Right.
Got you.
They're going through some problems. Like they had a great run of quarterbacks, and now when you don't have that trigger, man, they got some problems. You see all the other cracks in their foundation. Yeah.
He played good today though, but he ain't getting no help from his skill players either. Like them Jimmys and Joes, they ain't got them same Jimmys and Joes.
That's the cracks in the foundation. That's what I'm saying. When you got a better trigger, man, you can have less talent on the outside. Because a lot of people might say we don't have a lot of talent on the outside, but you can't lie. Our trigger man is playing great.
Yeah. Like we ain't got the name wise, recruiting wise, but we got talent. But I see what you're saying. People could say that. What you was about to say, Stat Guy?
I'm mad he's making me do this, but I got to come to his defense today because DJU won that game for him today. If it wasn't for him ducking under the sack on the 2-point conversion, throwing one-legged, sidearm, throwing a bullet to the back of the end zone for 2, the fade route he threw in the back of the end zone, man, he dropped that thing in a solo cup. There might be 3 quarterbacks in all of college football that make that pass. He played really good today. And I'm hard on him because I don't think he's a very good quarterback, but he definitely won them that game today.
What? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, all right. I'm not, you don't think? Okay, yeah. But that's what I'm getting at. That's kind of okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Wait was running that slow RPO. You know, they hold the ball forever, leaving a running back to find the crack in the seam. I don't understand how they be getting rushing yards, but they sure was doing it today. Because, like, when they lets the ball go out the mesh point and then the running back got the ball by himself, it's like three defenders around him. I don't even understand that whole concept.
Can I ask you guys a question? Who's
What's
better, Angele or the guy from Florida?
I'll take DJU.
I take DJU. At least he can pass the ball. Anthony Richardson got gifted his first passing touchdown today, thanks to Tennessee trying to strip him.
So you guys think the accuracy is what separates those two guys as prospects?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they kind of like. I ain't gonna.
That's why I asked the question.
They're not the same, but honestly, if I gotta take one, I mean, I don't want to take either one of them. To be honest with you, and I said that if I'm talking about athlete, then just a pure athlete, then I'll take Anthony Richardson because he's a better athlete.
But if you're not a quarterback,
if I gotta make a throw, even though DJ sometimes his intermediate passes be like him, they both have the same problem with intermediate passes. They throw the ball too hard and ain't got no touch. But if like Anthony Richardson deep ball, he just be chucking it and hoping that his guys run up under. At least DJ can throw a deep ball good. So that's the only thing that really separate them, to be honest with you. I don't like neither one of them. I think, like I say, I think it was too much hype made about Anthony Richardson because he has great athleticism. But he showed you today, like you say, he got a touchdown his first throwing TD. He got a couple. I think he had two today, but he had the first one, Tennessee. I don't know what was going on with the tackling on that play. The guy ran 20 yards and ran through three people because two of them was trying to strip the ball. The other dude wasn't trying to strip. It's that guy. He just got ran over.
He just whipped, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Rugsy Viggs. What's going on, Rugsy Viggs? My guy, he always in here hanging out with the fan addict, man. He said, what's going on with the UGA running back room? Not to give away too much. This is just my thought. Rugsy, I don't think it's nothing going on with the running back room. I think our offensive line running blocking ain't great. It's good, but it ain't great. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say. You want to know in detail what I think about our run game? Make sure you tune in on Tuesday at 8:00. Arkansas did lose. What's going on, Allen? Dude missed that field goal at the end, man. That's a tough one right there, dog, because that would have gave y'all a 1 point win, man, and that's huge in that SEC West race, like Thad was saying, man. So right now, Arkansas got to be a fan of everybody else playing Texas A&M.
But hold on, Coach. That's my whole point. Now, do Arkansas suck or is Texas good now? Because they just beat Arkansas. You see what I'm saying? That one loss.
Well, see, this is the thing. I never said Arkansas was good. I said I thought it was better than Texas A&M. But saying they better than Texas A&M.
That's clearly not.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. That's only thing it proves is they're better than Arkansas.
They weren't today.
But today is what matters.
Today's all that matters. But
it don't determine who's gonna finish second, though.
Sure, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It helps. I mean, now it doesn't determine, but it helps. But that's my point. All I'm saying is the loss to App State is not the end of the world for Texas A&M. They still.
But this is my thing. I said Texas A&M was bad before they lost to App State. They struggled with Sam Houston last year. They lost 4 games, and all of those 4 games was in the West. They lost to Auburn, bro. Auburn was horrible. Like Texas A&M, Jimbo is you talking about overrated? Texas A&M and Jimbo overrated. They did jack.
I'm with you on that now.
But
and then even back to Johnny Manziel, I remember people they was like, oh, Texas A&M came in the SEC and taking over. I'm like, Johnny Manziel won the Heisman, and for all of that hype, he was 3rd in the West. That was their best finish. Texas A&M was all oil, money, and hype. That's it.
Hey, but on a positive note for Arkansas fans, appreciate y'all covering the 5.5. Thank you very much. We take those.
All right. Hey, they cover for the office pool, baby. That's all that matters.
Hate it.
Hey,
Listen,
hey,
I don't know why Arkansas. I think I said on a show once again. I don't know what Sam Pittman's selling up there, man. Cause why everybody keep buying into this pipe dream, man?
because
I
you
got
gotta think of where they came from though, Shawty. They like the 2 to 3 years before the 2 years before he came, they hadn't won an SEC game at all.
Look, man, I got a mansion in Everett County for sale too.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Cause they believe whatever he's selling. I got a mansion in Everett County for sale too, man. Jeez.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, all you looking for is a little bit of hope, and he came in and gave them a little bit of hope. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was, man. But okay, so who we think? Let's go through the conference, man. Who y'all think gonna win the ACC? Shaw, who you think gonna win the ACC?
At this moment, right now, I have to say Clemson because Clemson and West Virginia, I think probably not West Virginia, but Wake Forest are the best two teams.
You don't like NC State? They ain't showed you enough.
I thank you. I often say like what why should I?
Yeah.
I mean I know they rank with like 12 right now, something like that, 16, 12.
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
But I mean, Witt has showed me to say that they should be anything than what they are or have been.
Yeah, I don't know. I got them in Wake Forest and Clemson all in the same bucket. I honestly don't know. I mean, if I had to pick right now,
So what's wrong with me saying Clemson? Because they just beat Wake Forest.
I just wanted to know what you thought about NC State, because that's who they picked to. Like last year, NC State, it was them 3-2, and Clemson beat Wake Forest. NC State beat Clemson.
What about North Carolina?
Man, you're right, because over there in the ACC Coastal, it ain't. Bro, they all trash.
That's my point. I'm just saying, if you just want to make conversation, we can throw out teams, but realistically, I don't think none of those guys are going to win the SEC, but possibly Clemson.
Yeah, I just like I said, you said Wake Forest and Clemson, but I guess like NC State returned their whole team and they beat Clemson last. It was the same 3. I'm not saying that they gonna beat them. I'm just saying you didn't mention them, and I wanted to know why you didn't mention them, because they're just as good as those two. That's all.
Clemson got the longest winning streak in the nation. 10 games.
10 games. Zach say Syracuse is looking good. I just don't think
don't be mad. I know they're in South Carolina. Don't be mad, Stat Guy. I see you shaking your head. You see Stat Guy shaking his head. He don't want to talk about Clemson.
He don't like nothing. Hey, he don't like nothing being said good about Clemson now.
Shaking his head.
Listen, Alan bring up a good point. What about Pitt? Pitt. Hey,
exactly. What about Pitt?
I think Pitt. I picked Pitt to win the ACC Coastal at the beginning of the year.
They showed you who they were early in the season.
Pitt'll come out of
Coastal when they lost to Tennessee.
Exactly.
But what you said earlier, that don't hurt them in the ACC. True. And they won the rest of their games. That's all they care about. And this is who over in the ACC at Coastal. It's Miami, who we gonna get to Miami. If we got some Miami fans watching, we gonna get to y'all. We're gonna get to y'all. And then North Carolina, who got throttled by Notre Dame today, because Matt Brown. I don't know. I love Matt Brown, man, but something about he just can't. I don't know what's going on with the defense. No, they couldn't stop us right now. These gathered up 10 guys in this chat, and he couldn't stop us. So outside of that, I don't know. I think Pitt, whether they lose in the ACC championship or not, I think they're gonna win the Coastal. They just ain't got nobody, you know what I'm saying? Who gonna beat them? That's all I say.
So I got Pitt coming out of the Coastal.
Okay.
And Atlantic, I got NC State or FSU.
FSU.
They undefeated that.
Okay. Vanderbilt was undefeated before their week 2.
No, they won. They lost one, dog.
And one thing, Clemson ain't winning.
You got FSU. So hold on. So this is what I'm saying. Are you saying FSU going to win more than 10 games?
I'm saying they got a better shot of winning the ACC than Clemson does.
Oh my God.
Listen, one thing I'll say, I don't think Florida State is. I got Clemson playing Pitt or possibly NC State. I never thought that Wake Forest could stop enough people to get their 2 years back to back. They kind of they were kind of gifted a trip to the ACC last year. They won some games, but if it's like NC State helped them out a little bit. But FSU is playing better. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say they definitely. I don't think they win the ACC. But I was telling Jeff earlier, man. It's like FSU been bad for a long time now, and it's amazing what winning would do for people confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because tonight they came out and straight just handled Boston College, whereas that's not a big feat in itself, but considering they struggled with Boston College the last couple of years. That's big for Florida State.
Wow.
What about that?
Oh, hey, listen. Alan said if FSU could. Hey, man, I don't think it's a high probability, but I just think Clemson got too much for them. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Alan. The ACC is bad. But at the end of the day, somebody got to win, right? Somebody got to win. At the end of the day, somebody got to win. Just like in the Big 12. Okay, so Stat Guy, who you got in the Big 12?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State beating who?
It don't matter.
Oh wow.
Oklahoma State's my Big 12 champion. I think Oklahoma State's going to be the number 4 seed in the playoffs.
Well, I ain't arguing with that because all you got to do is win your conference and be undefeated, and that pretty much might guarantee you.
You know what? So to keep with it, Oklahoma State over Kansas for the Big 12 championship.
Okay, now you just trying to be out here doing hot takes now. Hey, listen, man. Listen. I got Oklahoma State and Baylor playing. I know Baylor had a good game with Iowa State today. Iowa State actually played them real tough, but Baylor pulled it out at the end. Kansas State and Oklahoma still in a good game. It's 27-20. If Oklahoma can win this one right here will hurt Oklahoma trying to get to the Big 12 championship, even though they all play round robin, because Kansas State will have one game up on them. Because who Kansas State lost to last? Oh, they lost to Tulane, which, like Dad said, that's not a conference game, so that don't hurt. So they got a whole quarter left. Saudi, who you got in the Big 12?
Look, man, y'all understand these one game. These one game losses. You gotta understand, man. Y'all talking about teams who just really don't have a shot. Everybody got a chance to win on Saturdays, but man,
I said Oklahoma State. How they ain't got a chance to win and they went to the Big 12?
No. I'm just speaking in general terms of the Kansas State. Even if Kansas State beat Oklahoma ain't going nowhere, man. Trust me, they ain't going nowhere. Kansas State
is different than going to the Big 12 championship. You can win 10 games and not be going nowhere and still not make the Big 12 championship.
So, and in that same respect, Texas A&M beat Arkansas today. Oklahoma could get beat by Kansas State, and any given Saturday, we're going to say that Oklahoma's the better team. Same thing with Arkansas and Texas A&M today. Arkansas is the better.
I'm saying that too. That's my argument. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all tripping off these one losses if they ain't playing good and yada, yada, yada. That's what I'm saying. Oklahoma ain't going nowhere. Trust me, they're going to be in the thick of things when it's all said and done.
I think Oklahoma's going to go 8-4 this year.
That sound like you don't want to pick a winner. I'm asking you who you think go win, not that Oklahoma ain't going nowhere. Who you think go win?
I'm going to be honest with you. And it has really more to do with the conference, but I like the Oklahoma State thing. Sound pretty good. It just the problem that I have with Oklahoma State is, I think I've said once again. I said there you go. I said this before. How you play in a league where all you do is score points. So your defense is designed to stop teams that score points, and you practices against a team which is yourself. You score, 30, 40, 50 points. And you can't stop nobody.
That's right.
How does that even, it makes no sense to me. So once again, that's why I don't really see them as really being a threat.
I guess this is the thing though. If you play in a league full of that, then you got to just stop thinking about defense and start thinking about who could score the most points, right?
I guess so.
Because I'm like, Oklahoma defense looked better, but they still, I mean, Kansas State got 27. They just started the fourth quarter. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I don't think nobody played defense out there, to be honest with you. Allen said he think Baylor going to win. I mean, that's a good pick because, I mean, Baylor's, you know, Baylor, I got Baylor and Oklahoma State playing in the Big 12 championship.
It's just something about Baylor I don't like. I can't put my finger on. It's like I don't know what it is. It's just something about Baylor. They got they got a stench on them.
You can't wrap your head around it. They've been one of the 2-3 best teams the last 3 years. They just don't look like they should be winning the Big 12.
But they don't never do nothing. That's my whole point. They don't never do nothing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the only Big 12 team that's not made it to the playoffs is Oklahoma. But I mean, some of them years ain't no Big 12 team made it at all. But somebody still got to win. No matter how bad the defense is, somebody got to win the league. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to win the Pac-12. As we saw today, Oregon and Washington State was a back-to-back. Washington State was up on Oregon like 20
USC.
I like them. I still gotta see a little bit more from them, but because like what you said, they don't play no defense.
Has that
nobody does.
USC Oregon State,
Utah.
What's the score update on USC Oregon State?
Let me get it. Hold on. Oh, I got me some candy corn. I'm in trouble. I have to find that, but they like, man, that's one of the biggest games, and they don't even have that on Fox or nothing like that. It's 7-0 Oregon State, second quarter, 7 minutes to go. That high-powered offense, they still might win, but that's why I say, like Thad said about Baylor, it's just like, I know Lincoln Riley always gonna be able to score. That's never in question. But he ain't never had a team to play physical. He ain't never had no team to play defense. And at the end of the day, man, that's not going to get you there.
Pac-12. Think about that ain't the SEC. You don't need that in the Pac-12.
True.
You needed to want to win a title.
Now, well, I don't know. So are we talking about winning it all?
No. Hold on.
Yeah, that's a whole different. That's a whole different conversation. I thought just to win your conference. That's what I thought we were talking about. Winning the conference. That ain't what you need out there.
Now, if you say Ducks gonna win the conference, I hope so. To make Georgia looking even better. I actually had Oregon and Utah playing for it again, just because Oregon doesn't have to play USC in the regular season. So that doesn't, they only got to play Utah. So if they can actually only lose to Utah, only use the Utah, that'll actually help them.
Oregon
but Utah,
USC.
Well, they might not have to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah,
Give me
fair enough.
Oregon State.
Oh God, that got to be targeted. No.
Me, Oregon State, Utah in the Pac-12.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's why I was saying they benefit from not having to play USC. So they got to play Utah, but everybody that's the only team that's really going to threaten them on their side. But vice versa, USC and Utah have to play each other. So that's going to cancel one of them out for the most part.
Everybody like Utah, huh?
It's the Pac-12, dog. Tell me somebody better than Utah. Than I know you think USC gonna win it, but like, okay, so if they beat USC, who else in the Pac-12 gonna beat them? It's the Pac-12.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not gonna, I don't really have any points to, debate or argue, but I think once again it's just the Pac-12.
I guess I got them because they've been like one of the most consistent teams out there, but they'll like I say, they'll drop one or two, but like I say, it's the Pac-12. Man, Arizona State, Stanford, like, man, I don't even know who all. Colorado. It's ugly out there. What about the Big Ten? We know Ohio State. I don't think nobody out here think anybody other than Ohio State gonna win it.
What about Michigan?
No, did you see them against Maryland today? Maryland should have.
I keep telling y'all talking about. So you might well say, did you see Georgia against Kent State today? Y'all keep going all these one games, man. That ain't. Listen, it happens, man. It's a long season.
It is a long season. I don't think Michigan gonna beat Ohio State. I think they beat Ohio State last year. They was a little ready for them, but I think that anytime there's extreme weather that takes away athleticism because you can't move like you normally move, I don't know if anybody deny that Ohio State has way better athletes than Michigan. So no, I don't think Michigan. I think Michigan and Jim Harbaugh will be overrated. So no, I don't think Michigan gonna beat Ohio State. And I'm not like you keep like this one thing about me. You keep saying, y'all, I'm not going based off of one game. We talking about today. Like you talking about a whole season. We talking about what happened today. That's what we talking about. What happened today. And they didn't look good today. So that's just what it is. They didn't look good today. And I'm not basing all these predictions I'm talking about. I said this before the season even started. It has nothing to do with today. Today is confirming a lot of what I said in the offseason. That's what I'm talking about. So I mean, I don't know. I just like if you can't look good for the most part, like for us, let's just take us for example. I was telling my homeboy, it's one thing to be sleepy through the first Samford. Okay, you sleepy, you got a wake up call. So every time we play a team like that, we're just gonna be sleepwalking through it.
No, what I'm saying is just because with the way we look today, so you're saying we still not the best team in the country because the way we look today?
No, I think it's not just about the way we look today. It's like what I just said. We did it twice. We didn't just do it one time. You saying it like this was the only time we look bad. We look bad against Samford.
No, Coach, I was just going back to the point you was talking about. You said I was talking about out in the future, yada yada. We just talking about today. So I'm saying,
and you asked me if I thought
based off today, you don't think we the number one team in the country?
I think it's up in the air between us and Ohio State. I thought that before coming into the day.
Okay.
Like I say, I thought that because not just because we look bad against Samford or bad against Kent State. That's a mental too. That just adds on to what I think.
I'm just talking about today.
But I think if you're basing it just off today, I don't think we better than Ohio State. But if you're looking at the season so far, the 4 games we've all played, I think it's Ohio State and I think it's Georgia. I think it's up in the air. Of course I'm gonna take the Dogs, but in reality, I mean, I don't know. They could score just like we could score. So
that guy, you put the Dogs up on the Ohio State right now?
If I had a vote in the AP or coaches poll, Georgia would be 2 this week and Ohio State would be 1.
Okay.
So I don't know. You can
happen them playing head to head, but just as far as what they did today, yeah, I think Georgia's going to slide to 2. Ohio State's going to jump them to 1.
Yeah, because like I say, you talking about putting us number 1 in the country? Nah.
So that means Alabama go to 3.
Could. I don't know.
No, they're gonna have what you mean. They're gonna have to go to 3. If we 2 and the other team 1, they're gonna have to go to 3.
Well, you asked me who I thought the best. Like Jeff was talking about polls.
No. Well, I was just saying if
polls and who I think the best team is 2 different things. That's what people get confused.
Fair enough.
Polls is a whole bunch of people that's writing and putting their vote in. I don't get no vote on that poll. So that poll doesn't to me signify.
So do I need to clarify my question then?
Not for me, for Stat Guy.
I need to clarify for you. Stat Guy already answered. He said he got Ohio State number 1. Stat Guy said he got Ohio State number 1, Georgia number 2. That was Stat Guy just said.
But you said who? Hold on, Jeff. Hold on. The question was who I think was the best team in the nation. That ain't got nothing to do with the polls.
Well, no, that's why I said, do I need to clarify my question? So I'm
then I said you need to clarify for Jeff, and then you said no, I need to clarify for you. No, you don't. You said best team. You didn't say who I thought was going to be ranked number 1. That's 2 different questions.
So I'm gonna clarify my question. I'm gonna ask it to both of you guys. I thought Stat Guy had already answered, so I'm just gonna ask it, and I'm gonna clarify my question. So with the rankings coming out on Tuesday, all right.
Yeah.
Who do you think are going to be the top 3 teams?
I think Ohio State's going to be 1. I think Bama's going to be 2 and we'll be 3.
And I stick with my previous answer.
That's what I think.
That's why I said what I said. I got you. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what I said. But that's not the first.
No,
that's
you
not
don't
the
think
first
the best
question
teams.
you asked.
I get it. Yeah, that's who you think the best teams are. But that's
like last year, we was ranked number 2, and Bama was ranked number 1 going into the SEC championship. But on our show, we all said we was the best, right?
So even though you would have
right. Don't ask the question where the question is bad. Answer the question, right?
Ask the question again. I want to make sure I answer it right.
I said last year when we was going into the SEC championship, when we was ranked number 2 and Bama was ranked number 1, we all still thought we was the better team, right? I can go back and pull some film because we all said we was the better team.
Listen,
in the nation.
Listen, Coach. You know me. I'm the always them 3 games guy, and I always say you ain't never tested until you play against them, and they were the first of those 3 games. So what I'm saying is, I don't think I ever said we probably would just favor to win or better. Because I'm always about those 3 games. Like I don't really feel like we test it until we play them. But that's always my.
Dad, you be dancing around questions, dog.
No, what I'm saying is I can't give you
so. This is what I'm saying. So you saying definitively, whoever's ranked number 1 in the polls is who you think is the best team in the nation. That's the same thing.
No, that's not what I was saying. That's why I was asking y'all the question.
And that's what I said earlier. You didn't need to clarify because your original question was who was the best team in the nation, not who was going to be ranked number 1. That's why. That's been my point the whole time. Like you needed to ask a different. You didn't need to clarify the question. You needed to ask a different question.
So with that being said, Coach, coming into next week, you would have Ohio State number 1.
If I was voting, yes. I was voting, yes.
Who would you have number 2?
Alabama.
And you would have Georgia at 3.
Yes.
Right. So those would be your poll votes. But
facts.
Who would be your best team votes 1 through 3? This will clear it up right here.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the Dogs, Ohio State, and Bama. Bama being 3rd, Dogs being 1. Because I think on the neutral field, as it stands right now, we'll beat both of them. But that's not how I think the polls will go. Because if we go by the history of the polls, like when Alabama struggled with Texas, who is actually a Power 5 team, they dropped. We struggle with Kent State, who is not a Power 5 team. So why wouldn't I think we're going to drop? It's that simple.
Kansas State just scored.
27-20. Yeah, they 27-20.
No, it was already 27-20.
Yeah, they're about to kick the extra point to make it 34-20.
Jeff ahead of us there. They're about to score again, 34-20.
Okay. Because I just hit the refresh.
Well, I got it. Well, I'm watching on YouTube TV. So, hey, everybody in the comments, who y'all think should be ranked number 1, 2, and 3 going into next week? Alan, Priest, Ralph, Zach. Who else out there? I think Shelby's still out there. Who y'all think should be ranked 1 and 2?
Shelby, I need that pick.
Let's see. Who else? It was somebody else in here. Oh, Rugsy Viggs. Who you think should be 1, 2, and 3? If you had a vote in the poll, that is, of course. Like I said, I don't think these voters always get it. Alan said he would have Alabama 1, Georgia 2. That means by default, Ohio State would be 3. Marcus, I've been wondering where you was at, my dog. What's good, dog? Alabama 1, Ohio State 2, UGA 3rd. Because that's how the polls go. The polls, we all know the polls don't go by who the best team is. They go by who looked the best that day. And we definitely did not do that.
Well, if that was the case, we should have dropped against Stanford.
Who Alabama played that week?
No, y'all played them week 2. That was them. That was the week they struggled against Texas.
Shout out to
So-
PP. I see you in the comments.
Yeah, he said he think he saw it. Of course, he played with you. You got some bias out there, priest.
Call it what you want to call it, man.
Hey, well, then if that's the case, I'm running with Marcus Sellers because his look like mine. All right. So Ralph say Bama, OSU, UGA. You got Bama over OSU. Okay, we'll take that.
Man, y'all
I'm
think
just
we're gonna go to 3 off of cost? Man, y'all tripping. Go to 1 to 3 off. Really?
You asked me if I had a vote.
No doubt. I get it.
If I had a vote, dog, I don't listen. I think we're gonna drop. I don't know if we're gonna drop the 3, but I think we're gonna drop. If you go by past patterns, we didn't just like. Not only did we struggle, is a little struggle against are they group of 5? They group of 5, something like that. But in conjunction with that, Ohio State is beating the crap out of Wisconsin. And of course, which is a conference game.
Wisconsin not ranked either.
But they're a Power 5 team. You trying to?
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm about to say now, come on, Shawty. You're not about to.
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying
they not, but it's a Power 5 conference team. This is how the voters look at it.
Well, all I'm saying is that just like we were talking about the point spread. How do you have a team that's ranked 11 playing an unranked team in the spread on 3.5 points or 2.5 points? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but that I think that's Vegas versus the posters. The posters, Vegas is using a lot of computers and crap. I think the posters are people that don't really. A lot of people don't even really know football. Half of them, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, do I think they should? No, but do I think that might? Yes, I do think the posters gonna drop us. I do. I could be wrong, but like that's what they did. Like, how did Georgia get to number 1? Because Bama struggled, right? That's the only reason, because Bama started number 1, they ain't lost. So explain that though, Shawty. How Bama? How we number 1 already? Oh no!
I thought stat. I just didn't want.
No. I said I'm talking about you. No, like how did?
My bad. I heard him about to say something. I didn't want to. My bad.
No. I'm just saying I'm talking about how they trend. So the only reason why we're number 1 currently is because we played well while Alabama didn't, right? And this week it reversed. So why wouldn't you think it's gonna switch?
Because at the end of the day, I don't think the disparity in what we saw and what has happened throughout college football will make us drop from 1 to 3 or 2. I mean, it could happen, but I don't see it happening because I think the voters still know from what they have seen through 4 games, we still the best team. Yeah, even though like I would say it ain't like we lost or like we don't beat everybody by double digits. Granted, we ain't covered the spread, but that's just like
Ohio State has too.
That's just like what I'm saying is even though we played Kent State today, it was at no point in time you felt like we were gonna lose the game. They were saying we act like we lost or something.
No,
I know it was closer than. No, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking in general. I'm just speaking in general. So what I'm saying is, I think that's just like you said. I asked you the question. I know what you said about the voters. I asked you 2 different questions. That's why I went back to the clarity.
Yeah.
One question, you said you still think Georgia the best team in the nation. Right. I think the voters think that too.
I be wondering about the voters sometimes though, dog. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if the way it's been in the past, they start looking at the whole resume. Like the one close game Ohio State had was against Notre Dame. The one close game we had was against Kent State. That's how I think the voters look at stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's how I think the voters look at it.
I get it, man. I just don't think after this week they're gonna say Ohio State better than us because of what they saw this week. How about that?
I don't think them changing the poll is them saying that they're better than them. It's just them changing the polls, and that's
I think what they do in the polls a lot of times.
So what's the poll for though? If you don't think,
Well,
why would you
think
have somebody ranked number 1 and they ain't the best team?
I think they, yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that one.
I mean, come on, what are you saying? Like,
So Marcus Sellers say voters look at it like if they struggle with Kent, then top teams can beat them. See, I can see some voters thinking like that.
But I was going to say the other thing too is there's a lot of teams that aren't ranked right now that should have been ranked already. Whereas you got a Miami team that has a bad loss that shouldn't be ranked. You have other teams. You have Texas A&M is still hanging on to being ranked, and they obviously they earned that today, and they'll stay ranked today. But I mean, you have teams that are ranked that shouldn't be ranked, and it's time to get them on out and get these teams that are undefeated in the top 25. Just because you start off in the top 25, if you have a bad loss, 2 losses, why are you still ranked? But it's all named.
Stat guy, with all due respect, we're talking about top 2-3 teams. We're not talking about just trying to get in the rankings. When you're talking about top 3 teams, you listen, I say it's levels to everything. When you see Georgia play, when you see Georgia team and the athletes they have, you know where they are. When you see Alabama play and the athletes, that it's a certain thing called the eye test. Yeah. Like certain teams just move faster. Certain teams got more depth. I'm not talking about teams trying to get in the top 25. When we talk about the top 2, 3, 4 teams in the nation, they are different than everybody else. Simple.
Right. And so, but because of that, if you have a subpar game, the other 2 are going to jump you. They took care of business today. Y'all are probably going to fall to 3 in the polls on Tuesday. And then come next week, y'all
pound. Why don't you take a jukebox bet? I'm going to have you in another Georgia red outfit in front of the house. How about that? How about we do that right now? If we rank number 3, I'm gonna go buy me some. I'm gonna go find me some South Carolina gear, and I'm gonna record myself in front of the house saying whatever. I don't know what y'all say in South Carolina, but if we not number 3, not number 3. I want you to suit up, and you already got your outfit. I know you do. I seen it. You're gonna suit up and boot up again and do the same thing.
But how about this though? No, you're confident y'all gonna be number 1. Then let me get it. So if y'all aren't number 1, you're in Carolina gear, and if y'all are 2 or 3, you're in Carolina gear. If y'all are number 1, I'm back in my Georgia gear.
Hey, coach, you see how he tried to get a handicap? Now we can't be 2 or 1. Now you know what I'm saying? He get whole 2 positions and I only get 1 slot. You hit a handicap. You hit a handicap. You said number 3. You said we're gonna be number 3.
Dad, the Gamecocks needs some points on the spread, dog.
I see he trying to get a handicap, man.
You said y'all were gonna be ranked number 1. You said there's no way y'all dropped because y'all took care of business.
I said no way we dropped to number 3.
Well, he did say that.
All right, I'll meet you on it. You got a deal.
So are we shaking hands? Oh, are we shaking?
It's recorded. It's recorded.
All right.
It's on live stream. We got people in the comments, everything.
If we are number 3, go ahead, coach.
If the Dogs are number 3, then Thad got to wear South Carolina gear and say "Go Cox." Pause. And if Georgia is not number 3, they can be 1 or 2. Then Stat Guy got to wear Georgia gear again and say "Go Dogs."
Again, what's the key phrase?
Hey, thing is, Stat Guy got a bad problem with taking bad bets.
Got him.
Broke money don't make money.
Got him.
Hey, you sound like Florida now. Ask Tennessee about that. That scared money don't make nothing.
Once again, we got him.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna give y'all something. I don't know if y'all watching, which channel y'all watching, but they gave the best chance to make the college football playoff. And I want to say Georgia and Bama was tied. Ohio State was like right up under them with a couple of percentage, and then it was Clemson, and then the 15 was Michigan. So right now, according to their playoff predictor, it would be Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Clemson. But I'm not saying Clemson bad or good. I'm just saying if Clemson makes it there, just what I told another person. I don't think just if Clemson makes the playoff, I don't think that says that they're one of the 4 best teams. I think that just says they won their conference with no losses. which how can you keep them out of the playoffs if they go 12-0 and win the ACC? You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's one. That mean they're one of the top 4 best teams. Then you got to give.
You think so? You think so?
Well, I mean, unfortunate the way that it's set up.
See,
you know,
that's
talking about Power 5 conferences. I mean,
Well, see-
unfortunate the way they're set up. You're going to get 2 out of the SEC more than likely anyway. More folks be saying, "Hey, it's not going to happen again," but it's a pretty good chance that it will. Because
I think a lot of the rankings come down to whether it's the best team or the most deserving team, which is 2 different things. Most
That's true.
deserving team is like what you just said. You know, they won the 4 best because they went undefeated and won the ACC. But but the best team, you could say, okay, well, the Big Ten was the best conference overall, so Michigan and Ohio State should, because you know who
So, Cole, that's what I was trying to say. Like, that's what I was trying to tell, you know, you and Stat Guy in a sense. So, look at this right here. So, what if you have a Texas A&M team that goes undefeated through the rest of the SEC? They beat Alabama, everybody, but they got a loss to App State.
Yeah.
But they win the SEC.
Oh, they're going
You
to
don't think
championship.
right? That's what I'm saying. But they lost to App State. Remember? You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's most deserving. So, and then, like I say, you said that's the one game. I never said because they lost to App State, I thought they was trash. I thought they trash. Period. That's what you can't.
Yeah. No, I get what you. No, I'm just using that as an example. No, I know your standpoint. I know where you stand at.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. Welcome into the Fanatic Man, my boy. College football with Jonathan Lewis. What's going on, Jonathan? He's a Bama fan. He's a realistic Bama fan. So I'll let you know here in a minute what we're talking about. But that's what I was saying. I'm like, Clemson could literally win the ACC. I think they're a good team. Do I think they're one of the top 4 teams in the nation today? No, I don't. Not today. But if you win the ACC and you're undefeated, you deserve to be number 4. You see what I'm saying? Because you went undefeated. It's hard to go undefeated. I don't care if you play in the Sun Belt.
But once again, if you go undefeated, what I'm saying, that kind of states why you one of the best teams. I'm just saying. So we saying tomato, but I get your standpoint. What's up, Jay Lou?
What's going on, man? So to this point, if you remember, just what was it, 2017? Was it Ohio State that got held out when they got beat by? They had a bad loss to Purdue, right? And they only had 1 loss. They had impressive wins, but that held them out. So that's why
Bama let Bama in.
It let Alabama in,
even though they didn't play in the SEC championship.
No, they didn't.
Because Alabama was one of the best teams. Ohio State was one of the most deserving teams.
Now, I think that Texas A&M won't get in because Texas A&M has struggle wins. Now, if Texas A&M came out and beat people convincingly, like today against Arkansas,
if you win the SEC, you got a shot. If you win the SEC, you're gone.
Yeah,
I
no,
believe
you
SEC, should. I believe if you win the SEC, you definitely should deservingly. So I just never know what to think about what this committee is going to do at the end of the year because they're always different. Every year it seems like they juggle things up a little bit and have different standards.
They do. They'll say that winning your conference matters, but when you're in the SEC, I don't know if that actually matters. You see what I'm saying?
No, you should be good. I mean, you're in the toughest conference. Let's be real. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they should definitely do it. Now, do I think Texas A&M is going to do that with their schedule? No. It's hard for me to see because of the schedule. And what did I advocate from the beginning? At the beginning of the season, I said start Max Johnson. You brought the dude over from LSU. Why wouldn't you start him, man?
I thought he was the best passer in the beginning, man. So right now, just to cut to the update. So it's 34-27, 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Kansas State is still up. They just had a false start, though. God, Oklahoma State scored fast. I swear. Dad said 27-20, then stat guy said, no, it's 34-20. And then I turned back. Oklahoma was already in the end zone. Like, dang, man.
Now, but to y'all's point, though, this might be the year that other conferences, somebody runs the table. If you have an undefeated USC, if you have an undefeated Clemson or NC State, undefeated Ohio State, undefeated Oklahoma State, a one-loss SEC team, I don't know if they're putting them in over undefeated conference champions.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Cause the problem. Yeah, you will. Cause the problem you're gonna have is the 2 SEC teams that play each other gonna probably be 1 and 2 or 1 and 3.
In that case, definitely.
That's what I think. I think just like last year, Alabama and Georgia came in 1-2.
Yep.
Well, I don't remember who's 1, who's 2, but whoever lose that game, if that's your first loss, both of them was undefeated.
Georgia was 1.
Georgia was 1. Yeah.
Yep.
So
there you go.
And but I think if you have 1 loss SEC champion, 1 loss SEC runner up, that's still like
you're going to get in. Yeah, you're going to get in.
Yeah, you're still getting in.
And USC better be worrying about Oregon State.
Even over 4 undefeated conference champions.
You think other 4? You think Big 12, Big 10, ACC, and Pac-12 all gonna have undefeated? I still don't. Yeah, I think so.
If they do, the SEC is going to be on the outside looking in. If everybody's 1 loss, if they don't have enough.
You crazy? There's no scenario where a 1-loss SEC champion is out of the playoffs. No scenario, I can tell you.
Pac-12 is already about to have all 1 losses.
But even if they don't,
what you smoking on, Stat?
I'm just playing devil's advocate. If you look, Clemson's already 5th. USC's already 7th. If Bama and Georgia both lose, they're going to slide up. If Georgia loses to Tennessee, runs the table, Tennessee has 2 conference losses, Georgia wins the SEC championship.
Why it had to be Georgia? Why it couldn't be Bama?
But I just want to don't worry about it. But I'm just saying they're not getting.
If you win the SEC with 1 loss, you still get into the playoffs.
100%.
Because I think the committee says Big 12 went undefeated, Big 10 went undefeated, ACC went undefeated, Pac-12 went undefeated, but they still not better than Georgia or Alabama if they're a 1-loss team, dog.
Viewership money too, bro.
It doesn't matter if they're better; they're gonna be ranked higher in the rankings.
They won't. Not necessarily. Dog, did you not pay attention to the rankings last year? Alabama was ranked number 2 with 1 loss.
Yep.
Number 2
with 1
loss.
But there wasn't undefeated teams. That's what you're not taking into account. Nobody else was undefeated. Everybody had losses.
All right, let's be real.
It wouldn't matter because your loss is to the number 1 or 2 team, especially if it's a close game.
And that matters. It should count. But let's be realistic here. Who's going to go undefeated in the Big 12? Oklahoma's about to lose to Kansas State. So Baylor has already got a loss, right? So who's going to win? Okie State?
Oklahoma State.
So that's who we're gambling on to go undefeated. Oklahoma State. The ACC, who are you gambling on? Because Miami's lost to Middle Tennessee.
Hold on.
J. Lou, we already talked about it early. Trust me. We know where you're coming from. We know. Okay. I feel you.
Hey. Priest say his son-in-law. Hold on. Priest say his son-in-law Michigan fan, and he hope they lose all their games. Damn, like who want a father-in-law? Like, come on, dog. Like, Priest ain't got no love for the son-in-law. He want him to lose all their games. Oh, go ahead, Stat Guy.
All I'm saying, I'm just playing the devil's advocate and just putting it out there that if Georgia and Bama both have 1 loss before the conference championship, that they do not get in even after winning the conference championship.
Because you have a loss before the championship don't matter. It still wouldn't matter.
So, I'm just saying a lot of what ifs, but I'm just saying that's how that's going to play out. The 4 undefeateds are going to get in.
What you're assuming is that an undefeated Oklahoma State is going to be ranked ahead of a 11-1, a 12-0 Oklahoma State is going to be ranked ahead of 11-1 Alabama or 11-1 Georgia. That's not the case. We've seen it. We've seen it
happen. It will not happen.
Texas A&M lost to App State, and they still ranked higher than a lot of the other Power 5 teams that have not lost. Yep. That's what I'm saying. You're assuming that just because they're undefeated, they would be ranked higher. That's not the case.
And the committee is more SEC lean.
Always. And that's what everybody complains about.
Yes.
That's what everybody complains about.
You should be. We the best conference.
Exactly. I agree with that 1,000%. And we bring
that's why I always say. That's why I always say the SEC champion will have a spot in the playoffs. Yeah, that's the way the world works, man.
We got 1 or 2 slots. That's why we got to expand it. Well, that's why they want to expand it because we can always have 1, possibly 2 slots. It's just that simple.
Yeah. That's what nephew saying that he can't wait till they open up the playoffs. I think let's talk about that, man. I think when they open up the playoffs, the first round is going to be interesting. That's about it. I think once you get past the first round, it's still going to be the same 6-7 teams that win it every year.
I think it's cool, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to just say, like, you might have a Cincinnati that might, let's say they come in and they beat, the number 4 team, whoever that is. But I don't think Cincinnati can go 3 rounds or, whatever it is by beating the 4th best team, the 3rd best team, and then the 1st best team. Like, I just don't see that happening.
The first 4 team get a bye anyway, so it's going to be the same 4 team that win it.
Exactly.
That's true. Exactly. That's true. So like Cincinnati might come in like last year, they would have got a bye. But I feel like if they should happen to beat somebody, I just don't think teams like that can win back-to-back games. It's easier, and I used to say this when Boise State was good. It's easy to get up for one game, but can you do it multiple games in a row?
It's depth, bro. It comes down to that depth.
I just don't think you can do it. So,
Coach, real quick, Kansas State just punched it in again. They're now up 42-27, a minute 58 to go in the 4th.
Oklahoma's about to lose their freaking minds. I just roasted them. They were talking about
it's just one game, dog.
Couldn't happen to a better person than Brent Venables.
That's what me and Thad just went back and forth about. It's just one game, though.
No, it is just one game. But the funny thing is, I was on these boards today, and they were roasting Georgia fans. The Oklahoma fans were talking about.
Yeah.
They posted the game of Kent State where they blew them out, and they're like, "Oh," and I put, "You're comparing yourself to Georgia. How delusional can you possibly be?" And then now they're about to lose to Kansas State, who just lost to Tulane, by the way, last week.
Like I said, I saw some stuff in Athens. What'd you say that?
I was saying Tulane gave Ole Miss hell today.
I mean, Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa did.
Tulsa.
Yeah, Stat Guy did a lot of research. We was going to preview that game, and then we ended up not doing it. But the Tulsa offense wasn't bad coming in. And you know how Lane Kiffin defenses be,
I can't believe Texas, bro.
What you mean?
So do you guys think we down as a conference like everybody else?
No, I really don't.
I don't. I think the East, like I told you before, I think the East is catching the West. I'm not gonna say. I think it's like a neck and neck right now. Because outside, like if you put Bama and Georgia on the neutral field, I mean that can go either way. If you put Tennessee and I got Ole Miss as the second best team, I think that can go either way. Texas A&M, Kentucky can go either way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but as a whole, I don't think we as dominant as we've been. I
just don't see, like, I see Alabama and Georgia, right? And then you have pretty good, like, Ole Miss, Tennessee, right? Like, Tennessee, we have to admit, they're on the way up, right? Like, and we have I personally don't know what to think about LSU. I have no idea what to make of them right now because they're just so all over the place. But when I look at other conferences, like, okay, we'll jump to Big Ten, Ohio State, and then who? Michigan. But Michigan's nobody because they made the playoffs one time. Exactly.
Well, I got Ohio State. Then there's a gap. Then there's Michigan.
Yeah.
But Michigan and Ohio State. But then there's nobody.
Clemson. And then there's like.
And then So to Thad's question, do I think that we're not as good, as dominant? Yeah, I don't think we're as dominant. But to that point, I still think we're the best conference because everybody else, how bad everybody else is looking too. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, this week to me really made the most parity because this is, I mean, as an Alabama fan and just watched Alabama football, and you know how critical I am of Alabama. This was the first complete game I've seen of us. Like we still have a couple of drops, right?
Yeah,
from a couple of receivers if you watch the game, but our O-line finally looked like they're spot on. But the key is what happened over this past week when Nick Saban they didn't name the analyst, but an analyst talked to Bill O'Brien and they cut down the route combos. So Jermaine Burton no longer runs X, Y, and Z. He only runs X, right? So
he was having y'all wide receivers play all 3 positions?
Yes.
I mean, I know you train at all 3, but normally when
the number one receiver.
What I'm trying to tell you about learning the playbook when you have to learn multiple positions.
Yeah. Like
you
I said,
can't play as fast. You just
exactly
it's hard.
And that's what they
said.
I got you. So Saban went to them and they said Jermaine Burton only worked X, Ja'Cory Brooks only worked Y, right? So and then look what happened this week, dude. It was on point. Like the consistency was there. Granted, it's Vandy. I'll leave it at that. But the consistency.
It's still some eye test stuff you can see. Even when you playing a bad opponent, there's still things you can draw from that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I think like a coach, like, when I'm coaching my basketball teams, it's like we may be up 50 or down 10. Regardless of how the game turns out, you still can draw stuff from that, regardless of how good the opponent is. Hold on, Pre said, can we answer the West Virginia? What was okay? What was the West Virginia? Hold on, let me find it, Priest.
I'll tell you something about saying about football. It's great to have fast players, but ain't nothing worse than a fast player running the wrong way.
That's true. That's definitely true. West Virginia. Hold on, Priest. Did you ask something about West Virginia? It's a long time. Hold on, buddy. Thad, when you play, you learn multiple positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You learn slot, and X, and
running back. I had to learn it all. I was a T. I had to do it all. Running back, slot, and my position played running back, receiver, slot, all of them.
Okay, so Pre said, just for kids, where's West Virginia gonna end up? He's talking about with JT.
All right.
JT, I'm gonna tell you, I watch West Virginia. West Virginia, JT definitely ain't the problem.
Oh no.
JT ain't the problem. Yeah, that O-line
horrible.
It's atrocious, dog.
He has no time to throw the ball, and even then, like, he still looks pretty good.
And some of them receivers be dropping wide open passes too. Like, so but to your question, like, where they gonna end up? I mean, like, land in the top. I mean, as far as finishing in the conference, bro, they're gonna be good to finish in the top. I don't even know if they're gonna finish in the what is it? Big 12 got 10 teams, right?
10 teams.
I don't even know if they finish. I think they bottom 5 in the 5th, 6th, something like that. Like, they got up for what you say that
maybe like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
I'm trying to be nice, man.
Why be nice? Be realistic.
I like West Virginia, man. I feel bad for Neil, man. I feel like he gets a bad rap.
Well, you know, some of the West Virginia fans say they want him gone.
I don't understand it.
Is JT the only quarterback to start in 3 of the Power 5 conferences?
Hold on. That might be. That's a good question, Thad. That's a good question.
ACC.
No, Baker State
Power
in the
5.
Big 12. Yep, Power 5. Baker State
Barnett,
in the Big 12.
who started SEC. He started Arizona State.
I think he might be there.
No, Barnett. He went to South Florida after Arizona State and started there. That's not Power 5. So no, it's not Barnett from Alabama.
I think JT is that guy. Damn, that's a good question, Thad. I would be interested, like, well, I guess they just started Power 5, like saying Power 5 in like the last 20, 25 years. He might be the only player to start at 3 different ones.
It sounds like somebody on their computer. Somebody.
Oh no, that's me. That's me.
Oh, okay.
My daughter's necklace. My bad.
Okay. I know. I heard somebody like somebody typing it in.
Yeah, that's a good question, but I think you might be right. He might be the only player to ever start at quarterback for 3 different Power 5 conferences.
I can't think of another one. I mean,
no, I can think of some people that did 2, but not 3.
Yeah, that's an achievement.
That is.
But no, so back to the West Virginia thing. I mean, if you think about it, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Kansas State, Kansas. I mean, that puts them at 6 right there. Now they're battling for Iowa State for 7.
Yeah, how bold are you?
You said Kansas gonna finish higher than West Virginia.
They already beat them head to head. They pounded them like a drum.
They did.
Thad say that one game though. No,
it matters when it's in the conference standings. It matters, and you play round robin.
Leopold's about to be
gone. One loss don't matter to big time teams is what I'm saying. Like,
West Virginia ain't big time. That's messed up. For Mountaineers.
It is what it is.
You know why they're dropping those balls? Because I hate to say this, they 2 and 3 stars.
There you go.
I mean, let's be real for a minute. You got to call it the way it is, don't you?
That's the truth. That's just like I said last week. Ain't no way the safety for South Carolina, number 36, would ever play for UGA.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, exactly. That's right. That was you that said that.
Oh, no. See, that's what we're not going to do on here. We're not going to come.
I'm instigating this all.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Covered the spread today. At least we covered the spread today.
Jeff, that's not a road you want to go down, dog.
Hey, it
not
is.
Even close.
I'm just saying.
Hey, we still waiting for y'all. We still waiting for y'all to enter the stadium from last week.
Oh my gosh!
No, we're not. That was last week. We was talking about today. Today now we covered the spread. Y'all didn't. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Okie State hasn't even played. Or who are they playing today?
Okie State was off today, I think.
Oh, they're off today, so they haven't even played a conference game yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not counting on them. You know, Sanders is going to throw about 29 interceptions this year. So,
but he threw all them interceptions last year, though.
That's what I'm saying.
They still be scoring, though. That's the thing.
They'll be scoring, but they still be what too? Losing a couple of games.
But they made it to the Big 12 championship.
Man, that's fine.
Interesting.
I think they're gonna make it to the Big 12. I don't know if they're gonna. I think Baylor just like if it's Baylor, Oklahoma State. I think Baylor just tougher than Oklahoma State.
They still got to play Baylor, Texas. I'm still gonna say Texas, Kansas, Oklahoma. Right?
I'm not falling for the Texas hype.
Let's say they had to play Texas like that.
Y'all ain't sold on Texas.
I'm not.
I've never been sold on Texas.
I think Bama had a bad game. That's what that was.
I tell you, 106,000 people. You know,
and what you just said that at that point they was all those receivers learned the XYZ tailback.
12 o'clock game too.
12 o'clock game. Pre said you the Buttercup stat guy.
Oh man, get out of here! Oh heck no!
Don't take that stat guy.
Oh man.
Team is if he's a dog, I really can't say nothing to it.
Hey, that's how it be sometimes, dog. You got to get in that elite air before you can talk that trash. Dog.
Now, I got another thing too, man. I think everybody's kind of sleeping. I don't think they're great. Don't overtake this.
Okay, I'm about to say who you got.
But hey, Florida State's undefeated.
Oh, hey, y'all go.
That I'm gonna let you take that.
Y'all go. Hey, y'all
I'm not saying they're going to do anything, but I'm saying I think they're capable of upsetting a team they shouldn't beat.
Like Clemson. Go get them.
This is what I would say. My dad's a big Florida State fan.
I remember you telling us that.
Do Florida State win more than 9 games this year?
Oh, no. I don't think they're capable.
Oh, so they're not relevant. Okay.
No. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said not to overthink it. Like, don't take too much from it. But what I'm saying is I think they're capable of beating a team they shouldn't be able to beat.
So you saying they could possibly only win 7 or 8 games, but still possibly beat
one of those be Clemson.
If Clemson comes in like Alabama did against Texas, yes, I think they're capable of beating them. If they come in sleepwalking in that game, I think they can beat them. Because DJ, look how long it takes for him to get in rhythm.
Listen, on the side note, I think Shawty just set the standard for who's relevant and who's not. If you don't think a team can win 9 games, they are not relevant.
That's the standard.
The standard going forward. 9 games and up going forward. Right. If they are not relevant.
Yeah, because 10 just means you have a good season. You're gonna have a good shot of a bowl game.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't win 9 games, you ain't got a shot at shit. I mean, I'm sorry, you ain't got a shot at nothing. You know what I'm saying? 10 games just mean that's a pretty damn good season. But anything over 10 mean you relevant.
Yeah. So there it is, that guy. South Carolina get the 9 wins.
So they're a long ways away.
No.
23, baby.
2023. You sound like Tennessee already.
Hey, listen, that's what our friend Gray always be saying. Gray,
I'm picking us to go 9 next year. I like our schedule.
You picked y'all to go 9-10-2 this year.
No, what? I said 8. No, don't listen. I said 8-4. I said we had a shot.
Hold on. Do you need me to pull out the SEC East preview show?
I don't think
we did win game, and you literally went down and said win. The only losses you had 2 losses. I didn't think you had 2 losses. You gave the Georgia game a half a win. It was a half.
Wow. Wow.
Believe me, I was going to put it up.
You're right. I had 4 halves. I said 10-2. I had 4 halves. You're right.
Hold on. How you have 4 halves? What?
Well, when Vegas give you the over under, if they don't call a winner, like for Georgia. What
Vegas, I'm saying is you don't have no faith, obviously.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you, yeah.
I know you can get 4. I'm just saying you gonna pick 4 halves.
He picked the Clemson game was a half, the Georgia game was a half, the A&M game was a half, and the Kentucky game was a half.
Listen, folks, no, you picked 4 halves. He picked 4 halves because that was the closest he could get and be realistic.
That's because I'm not wins. Cameron say Clemson's gonna beat us. It will not happen.
Man,
I told him they was gonna go 6-6, and if they had a good season, they was going 7-5.
Well, get ready for the tears. It is officially final. Down goes OU.
I can't believe that crap.
Kansas State done beat them. That's the third game out of 4 in the last 4 they done beat OU.
Yeah.
They got them.
I told you, man. Sometimes, it takes a while.
Never change. Some things just never change.
New coach, same results.
They definitely going through a transition.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
How'd Dylan Gabriel do?
He probably
he tore it up.
You mean home run hitter? Because that's all he looked for is home run balls.
Dog.
Hold on. So are y'all saying Oklahoma dead? Are they dead?
They're dead.
I didn't say
okay.
Not undefeated. They're dead. They're not undefeated. They're not getting in.
Oh, dead for the playoffs? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely dead for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah,
their schedule too.
It's a wrap for the playoffs, though.
So they can't win out and they won't make it?
Nope.
They're not gonna win out.
No.
Oh, so Priest want to know what was the big deal in Athens today? About how dogs played. Hey man.
Everybody has off games, bro. I don't know why people dig too much. It's like the Alabama game. People are like, Alabama's not. Like, no, they're still one of the top teams. And then when I saw the Georgia score, like at halftime, like I could already know what these boards are going to look like. And I went into the SEC boards and they were like, Georgia's trash. They're not even top 4. But I'm like, yep, here we go.
Well, see, it is like, when I talk to you, I know it can be realistic, but the Bama fans on Twitter, like there was one in the first quarter of the Oregon game. He was like, I told y'all the Dogs struggle with Kent State. Oregon, sorry. South Carolina, sorry. So I just waited until Texas lost to Texas Tech. I posted the score. I was like, what relevant wins has Bama had? Just asking for a friend.
Hang on one second, I'll be back.
Yep. All right. So Priest wanted to know what you thought about today. Like, what was the big deal in Athens today, Shawty? That was for you.
Trying to
you got to say some of it. You got to realize a lot of people that
say something.
A lot of the people that's watching this won't be watching, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's just once again, it's a 12 o'clock game, and it's early for us in Athens. It's a hard game to get up for, being Kent State, and it was just one of those games. I think it just shows you, we are a young team.
That definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we're a young team and, we can have faults, but does that mean we still not the best team in the nation? No, because at the end of the day, we still 4-0. We averaging probably about, close to 40 points a game and only giving up a touchdown a game. I mean, the point differential is still what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that. Like I say about today, I know you said it was for Shawty Priest, but about today, the loss doesn't hinder my confidence on the season. It's just still things. I was like this last year too, Dad. You know this. It's always gonna be little stuff I can find, and I will find. Even in the 49-3 Oregon win, there was some stuff that I was like, I didn't like the way it looked. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want it to continue to be things like there are some things that we'll talk about on Tuesday that I didn't like. I haven't liked the way it looked. I just don't want it to become a problem. And I'm pretty sure Kirby is addressing the same things week in, week out. But you hit a key point. We super young. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, we only got now it's gonna be some underclassmen that go pro, but there's only I want to say 10 guys that actually play. Not 10. They don't even know if it's 10. I think somebody put it out. It's like 6 guys that actually play. That's gonna be graduating or seniors. Everybody else has the chance to come back.
And Coach, to your point, once again, I don't want to get too deep into it, but mofo don't really possibly understand is these first 4 games, we really just been working on our depth. Do you see how many people we have played? We working on getting people experience, getting depth. We took starters out first and second quarter and started playing young guys, giving them a chance to play against first team deep in the offense.
I said that against who'd y'all play last week, Jonathan?
UL Monroe.
I think that was the same case there. It's like you got to start building some depth when you, like, to Shawty's point, man, for down in them real conference games. And we have been playing. I told somebody this about our defense. Our defense ain't 2021, but I feel like to this point in the season, we play way more bodies than we played last year. And we was dominant last year. You know what I'm saying? But we've been playing bodies on bodies on bodies.
That's why I'm glad we're getting to this year is like, we're not relying on 1 or 2 guys. We're actually rotating guys in. And this game today was a big one because it's the first chance I can't speak negatively against Henry Oto'oto. I've always said this man.
Yeah, I'm about to say last year you did.
No. And in the beginning of this year, I said it too, man. The Texas game was horrible, but this game, he had a couple that probably should end up on ESPN. He derailed a couple of guys that decleated him. And I'm like, whoa, he must have been hearing people talk about him because he came with a little bit of fire in him this game. But
like Pre said, man, we all talking about the small things, Bama and Georgia. Just he wanted to get another perspective. Like I said, it is the small things, but that's where you want to be as a program, right? Yeah. You want to be talking, you want to be complaining, like Shawty said earlier. Our tone, my tone, definitely, and a lot of Dog Nation tone gonna be like we lost today. But that's where you want to be as a program, where you win by 17, and you like, dang man, that felt too close. You know what I'm saying? Like we never felt like we was gonna lose. I never watched the game and felt like we was gonna lose. But it's like we've come to the place where we expect not to do some of the little small things. You know what I'm saying? Like one day South Carolina might get their stat guy.
Hey, coach, get with it. We coming out for the national championship. We just did everything you want our coach to do. So who am I to say something? What am I supposed to say?
But hey, we still can have an opinion though. We know at the end of the day, doubt. We know Kirby got it under wraps. You know what I'm saying?
Tell Hall, wow, he damn right they took it on the chin tonight.
Hey, that's my guy Marlon, man. Hall Wild, man. Shout out Marlon jumping in, dog. Hey, I picked y'all. Jeff, did they cover the spread?
Yeah, they covered. They were getting 5.5.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least I took them in the office pool, dog. So at least y'all covered, dog. Hey, we gotta hop on and talk about that game. Hog Wild. This guy here, man, I know you ain't talked to him, but my guy down below me, man, College Football with Jonathan, he's a realistic Bama fan. Y'all got them Crimson Tide next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good standing point for Alabama.
Coach, he ain't got paid today yet. Talking about that week, that ass still sore right now.
Hey man, sometimes the only way to get over a loss is to start looking ahead.
Shit, right. not to the elephant.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a tough. That was a tough, tall ass. At the beginning of the season, I did think they was gonna beat Texas A&M. I don't think KJ played very good today, but that's what you gotta do. Big time players make big time plays in big time games.
Tell me you saw the play where KJ leaped from the 4-yard line.
How wow?
Like, what?
What was KJ? What was going through? How Wild got season? He in Arkansas. He got season tickets to the Arkansas game. Been a fan for a long time. What did you think about KJ's Superman leap from the 4 instead of just trying to truck some dudes, man?
It's like jumping from the 3-point line. Like I'm
6'3", 250. You trying to elevate,
bruh. Dude, and not only did they make him fumble, they took that fumble all the way to the house. Like it was literally. Game. It did, because they was about to go up 21-7. You talking about a momentum swing? Like, bro, that made it like you was 2 steps away pretty much from making it 21-7. And then it turned around on that same exact play. Now you 14-13.
It's a 14-point swing easily.
Yeah, he said that was the play that lost. He said KJ was feeling himself. He was feeling himself big time. He was reading the press clippings.
Like, well, I mean, it shows you how important Treylon Burks and how good he was last year. Treylon Burke was, you just chuck it to that dude and you good.
Yeah.
And
so let me ask you this.
Hey man, it's levels to this success, man. It's levels to success, man.
Yeah, you don't skip anything. You don't skip any of the levels, right, Thad?
Who you got finishing second in the West, SEC West, Jonathan?
Ole Miss.
Okay. And then you got Texas A&M after
Texas A&M.
Okay.
And I believe those could swap. They could, either one of those, I believe, could swap in and out. I just don't see Texas A&M's consistency because when have they ever been consistent under Jimbo? You know what I mean? There's always games they lose they shouldn't and blah, blah, blah.
That's what I've been saying.
And Ole Miss typically loses the games where they just can't outscore somebody, like Alabama or whoever that may be, right? So,
yeah. Hog Wild say it's really not about Treylon. It's about decision making, and KJ made a bad decision. He did.
No. I'm talking about Treylon from last year, Treylon Burks.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because he covered up a lot of bad decisions when he threw in the double coverage. That's what I'm talking about. So it masked, some of his inability to make great decisions. Just like same thing with Bryce Young. People wanted to credit Bryce Young with being just a precise decision maker. I'm like, no, not really. Have you seen Jameson Williams when you could throw to somebody that runs like a 4.27, right?
Yeah. Now, to that, though, wouldn't you say even good quarterbacks need receivers to make plays on balls, though, right?
Yes, of course. But there's too much credit sometimes given.
No, man. Quarterback made receivers better. I don't care if a good quarterback elevates players. Now, you can have some guys that are just great, but even if they ain't great, a quarterback elevate player because of ball placement.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you that in return, though. Not saying that the receiver can make the quarterback look good, but he can make his stats look good, though, right?
Yards after catch, yes.
I'm just saying, and that's the reason why I know that. I know that to be true because I played with a guy that was a top 30 receiver in high school, and our quarterback didn't go to college.
Yeah, I mean, that's high school. I mean, I think there's levels, like Dad said.
Officer, yeah, let me ask you this. Would you take the guy from Arkansas over Stetson Bennett?
Would I take him? Oh,
no.
Exactly. No. Exactly. He has none of those measurements y'all talking about. None of this, however good we were just talking about how good he was, we ain't gonna take him over this walk-on guy.
Well, you know why though, right? In my opinion, as an Alabama fan, I'm taking the guy that you know what you're getting out of him, and he wins games, plain and simple. Like, this dude is as dependable as it could possibly get. He was A.J. McCarron at Alabama for us. It's like, he may not have the strongest arm. He's not a 5-star. A.J. wasn't even a 4-star guy, right? But he's the guy that's going to come in the game, and he's going to throw the ball where he needs to throw the ball, put you in the best positions to win the games and win the games.
And you
don't take off on the 4-yard line to try to score a touchdown. That's kind of what I'm saying. Certain players won't play at certain schools.
That's true, but to my point, it ain't always the quarterback making the receiver look good.
No, not always.
AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy was helped out by their receivers. It was not the other way around.
No, of course.
It was not the other way. So but you can't say a blanket statement that.
But you still got to make the throws too, Coach. I ain't disagreeing with you, but I'm saying you still got to make the throws.
Even if it's a bad throw, though, the receiver, like if you throw a 50-50 ball, that's a bad ball, and the receiver making a great catch, he just made you look good.
All right, let's be realistic for a minute. In 2009, when we won the national championship,
won a championship, would you take him?
I'm about to make a statement. Listen to me. In 2009, when we won the national championship with Greg McElroy, we had one good receiver, Julio Jones. Name another one outside of him. Can you name another 2009 Alabama wide receiver outside of Julio Jones?
And then you had the one had the one that you need because you wasn't a passing team. You was running the ball. You had two All-American running backs.
A.J. McCarron threw for over 3,000 yards.
Because
that went to one person.
No, Julio only had about 1,100 yards.
I just said
you just said the same thing he said. But at the same time, Coach, I'm getting at it. I get what you're saying. That's why I said I don't disagree.
So Greg McElroy didn't make Julio look better. Julio made Greg McElroy look good.
I'm just saying you still got to make the throws. Like, no matter who you are, you still got to make the throws.
Still got to make the catch.
No, of course we're not saying that.
But no,
You said a blanket statement that quarterbacks make receivers look good. Receivers can make quarterbacks look good.
I said they both. I didn't say one.
No, that I said that's blanket statement.
Okay, I got you.
Oh,
So
and no,
hold on.
didn't make it to the NFL, but Julio made it to the NFL. So he didn't make Julio look good.
Hold on now. I don't know if I said a blanket statement. If I did,
You
what I'm
did
saying
say
is-
that. You did say that.
I just okay, Coach.
McElroy went to the NFL, by the way. He was.
I was just saying it goes hand in hand.
Y'all be walking back statements, dog. Like, stick with what you say now. You walking back statements. Jonathan said, had made a statement, and then you said, no, quarterbacks make receivers look good. That's exactly what you said.
What I'm saying is when you got a good quarterback, a great quarterback,
Yes.
what I said is they elevate everybody else, no matter if you got a good receiver or not. That's what I was saying.
I
So
agree
if
with that. But
that's what I said. I said
initially that's not what you said. Initially, you
I did.
That is what he said.
Quarterbacks make receivers. No, you followed it up with that statement. Your first statement was quarterbacks make receivers look good.
I think Jay Lou heard what I said.
I never said they didn't, Jonathan. I said that you can't make a blanket statement and say that receivers don't make.
I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is you need to say both ends. Don't just say one.
Yes, you can't just say quarterbacks make receivers look good.
I got you.
Yes, they do, but receivers also make bad quarterbacks look good.
That's not what I said in the beginning, Coach, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. But yes, we're all on the same page. We all agree with each other. It's just, it's just because we didn't say both.
Y'all be having short-term memories, dog.
A prime example of that in college would be Calvin Johnson and Reggie Ball. Who out of here would want Reggie Ball to be their quarterback?
Well, no, of course. We're not saying that. I don't think it's supposed to be said. What I said is you need a decent quarterback, right? I think we can all agree you need a decent quarterback to win the national championship. Yes or no? I think we can all agree that yes.
Decent? What's decent?
A decent is a decent quarter. No, I don't even consider game manager a bad. See, people think game manager is a decent quarterback. No, game managers, I'll be honest with you, man. I think people, I hate that term. It's a stupid term. I hate the term game manager. What? Because somebody throws what they're supposed to throw, and do what they're supposed to do. They're a game manager, or is that not part of a game plan?
J. Lou, that's what I keep saying. You still gotta make the throws.
Exactly.
No matter who's that quarterback. You still gotta be able to make the right read. You still gotta be able to throw the ball in the vicinity. Now, I'm not saying you could have a great athlete as a receiver to make more plays than another guy, but what I'm saying as a quarterback, you still gotta make the throws. That's all I've been saying. You still gotta make the throws.
And Hog Wild pointed it out. That's exactly what I was saying.
Jonathan started this by saying Treylon, the receiver, made KJ, the quarterback,
look good. Yes, and
which is exactly my point. I just said a receiver makes quarterbacks look good sometimes. Yes. I don't care if he's making a bad throw and I catch the ball. He still made a bad throw.
Yeah, no, it goes both ways. Quarterback.
That's what I was saying. It goes both ways.
Yeah, 100%.
But Thad wasn't saying that. Thad was saying you still got to make the throws. So, yeah, KJ was making the throws, but who was making the unbelievable catches? Treylon Burke. If he doesn't have this all-American wide receiver, he just got some old Joe Smo, he not making them catches, and we really get to see what KJ look like, right?
Yeah. So what if you don't make the throw, you go to the other side? How you make plays? As a quarterback, you still got to make the throws. You still got to make the decision.
If it's a bad throw, Stat, if it's a bad throw, it doesn't make the receiver look. He's not helping the receiver look good.
So if you catch it on your leg or you catch it up high, is it still a catch?
Yeah, but that receiver making an unbelievable catch made the quarter. But you keep going back to they got to make the throw. Yes, they got to make the throw, but if it's a bad throw, it doesn't matter. Like you proving my point. Like you somebody got to make the throw. I never said he didn't have to make a throw. Like who cares if he had to make the throw if it's a bad throw, right?
But
right.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right on that. And I tell you one, Caleb Williams looks like trash in this Oregon State game. Sorry.
Hey, so Jonathan, to answer Jonathan's question, I do think a decent or even bad quarterback could take a team to the Natty if they have the top 3 defense in college football and he's turning around and handing the ball off to 2 All-American running backs.
No, I'm talking about, I said win the national championship.
Graham McElroy.
Greg McElroy was not a bad quarterback. He got drafted.
He was average at best.
You don't throw for 3,000 yards without making the throws.
Well, you got to throw the ball, Thad. It's got to leave your hand. That doesn't make you a good quarterback because it leaves your hand.
No. All I'm saying, no, that's not. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to make two different points. One quarterback, as a quarterback, no matter who you are, you still have to make the throws. If you are a great quarterback, you're going to elevate no matter who's on the outside. So what I'm saying is if you have an average quarterback, if you want to call him Greg McElroy, if you want to call him Stetson Bennett, to be a 3,000 yard quarterback, what I'm saying is you still got to make the throws. You still got to make the right decisions. That's what I'm saying. You still got to make the right. No,
that make you a great quarterback.
I clearly just said a good. I just said a good. Coach, I just said 2 levels. A good quarterback, you still got to make the throws. If you're a great quarterback makes those throws, and he's going to elevate no matter who's out there on the outside because the throws that he make are going to be that much better.
Every throw, I think a good quarterback, I don't know. I think a good quarterback ain't always making the right read. I think sometimes the play predicates where he throws the ball, and he didn't make that read. The offensive coordinator made that read. Like when we threw the ball, when we threw you said make a decision, right? He didn't have to make the decision.
No,
the play was to a certain player. He threw it.
Coach,
the player caught it, and then the player ran for 70 yards.
Even if you tell somebody to make a throw, what I'm saying is you still have to be able to make the throw.
But he didn't elevate the receiver's game just because he threw it in the area, Thad. He threw it in the area. You saying he elevated that receiver's game. If that's the case, then no receiver would be considered better than their quarterback.
I think you're making a one level thing. I don't want to. I tried to make 2 different points. I tried to separate what I just said.
You say you got to make the throws. That every quarterback makes throws, even bad ones.
Freeze.
Just saying they got to make the throw. Like what does that mean? They got to make the throw. Don't bad quarterbacks make throws?
No, what I mean by make the throw is you got to be able to deliver the ball. Everybody, if you're not delivering the ball, you're not getting receptions. That's what I mean by make the throw. What I'm saying is for somebody to be able to catch the ball, it has to be in their vicinity. I ain't saying it's a great ball.
So as long as they got completions, they're a good quarterback.
He's saying decent.
You do know the 77-yard touchdown to Brock Bowers today was a pass play, right?
Cole, I don't care how you want to. What I'm saying is, Cole, I still, as a quarterback,
he just did that.
Was it a pass?
Okay,
yeah. I think Stetson's a good quarterback. By the way, I'm just saying that's all he did.
I think he's better than good. I think he's. I ain't saying he's great.
I'm just giving an example of a pass that went for 77 yards that had nothing to do with Stetson elevating nobody.
So then what I'm trying. Have you ever seen a bad quarterback? Somebody said Reggie Ball. Like in my opinion. Y'all don't know me, but in my opinion, he's the worst. He's one of the worst. He's in my top 3 quarterbacks of all time, Reggie Ball. And what I'm trying to say, worst quarterbacks of all time in NCAA history. And what I'm saying is, he couldn't make the throw.
Well, how did Calvin Johnson have so many yards?
Calvin Johnson's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time in college.
You just proved my point. A bad quarterback with an all-time great receiver. You just proved. I don't care nothing about you making a throw to an area. If it's a bad throw, if my ankles are up in the air and I go get it, I just made you look good. That's what I'm saying, Dad. You just said Reggie Ball is one of the worst quarterbacks ever, but yet he played with one of the best receivers ever. You still had to make the throw.
I'm saying I'm not disagreeing with you. I was just talking about there was levels to the quarterback.
But you said you said he has to make the throw. Did Reggie Ball or not make the throw to Calvin Johnson? He had a reception, right?
Yes.
Because that's what you said. That's what you said.
And when he had a reception, when he had a reception, guess what, Coach? He made the throw. That's what I'm saying.
And he was a bad quarterback because you said good quarterbacks have to make the throw.
I don't. You
said good quarterbacks.
You keep trying to make it.
I'm going by your words. I'm not going. No, yes, I'm going by your words. You're trying to move around the goalpost.
Okay.
You said good quarterbacks have to make the throw, right? Jonathan, did he say good quarterbacks have to make the throw?
Yeah.
So then what I'm gonna say, Coach.
Hold on. You said good. We've established good quarterbacks. You said good quarterbacks. They're good because they have to make the throw. But you just called Reggie Ball a bad quarterback, and yet he still made the throw. So why don't you call him a good quarterback?
That man had 1,800 yards total and 1,200 went to Calvin Johnson. I just looked that up.
So what I'm
1,800 yards for a season and 1,200.
So he was making the throw, though, right?
And what you saying is,
right?
What you looking at? If you want to look at it from, let's break this down. When I'm talking about, I'm just talking about.
No, I'm going by what you said. I don't listen. Listen. What you said. Good quarterbacks have to make the throw. That's what you said. I'm not changing anything.
I'm not saying that you are, Cole. I'm not.
You just said. Okay. Go ahead.
I started this, by the way.
So this is what I'm saying. Like I just think we looking at it from two different standpoints.
We are.
Because what I'm saying it is. This is what I'm saying. For anybody to make a reception, a quarterback has to make the throw, right?
That doesn't make him good, though.
Oh, Coach, just slow down. I'm not even trying to prove the point. I'm just trying to just tell you where I'm coming from.
Yes, I agree with, but when you said that, I agree with that statement long ago.
I still can't say. I guess you don't want me to tell you what I want to say.
Go ahead.
So
keep trying to explain okay, go ahead.
I can't say we're going in a circle. We can move to another point.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
All I'm simply trying to say is this right here. Reggie Ball, we all agree, is not a great quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. I just said he was literally in my top 3 worst all time.
Fact.
I'm not saying that he can't make a throw, like he can't complete a pass. I'm not saying that. You make it sound like he can't even complete a pass, like he can't throw at all when I say he can't make the throw. So when I say make the throw, I'm just talking about in general as a quarterback, being a passing quarterback, being able to make the throws. That's what I'm not talking about. Literally, you can't make a throw. So what I'm saying, I already said he was a bad quarterback. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean by he can't make the.
My point was that your statement said good quarterbacks got to make the throw, and all I was saying is receivers can elevate quarterbacks.
I never said they couldn't. Didn't I say Jonathan?
Jonathan's you
Jonathan Stat guy. Hold on, Jonathan. No. Didn't I literally make 2 different levels? I literally said
that's what you do though. Like when you go out, we was talking about one point, and then you trying to go down a side street. Stay on 85 South, dog. Like you said no. Quarterbacks make receivers good. That's what you said, and then you came back and said you said elite quarterbacks elevate play. That was 2 different statements, and I was arguing the first one when you said good quarterbacks you make receivers good, and I said receivers can make quarterbacks good, and you was arguing against that.
All right, can we all agree that great quarterbacks elevate receivers and great receivers can elevate quarterbacks? Both sides can elevate each other,
which is what I was saying in the beginning. But
we're trying to figure out
because they have to make the throw.
Hang on.
Yes, they got to make a throw, but that don't mean it's a good quarterback or a good throw.
What we need to figure out is what our definition is of a decent quarterback. That's where all this started, is where the definition of a decent quarterback is. And he said a good quarterback can make the throw. So by his definition that he said, Reggie Ball is a good quarterback.
Oh, his words. We're going to be on this all night, aren't we?
Not mine.
I'm like, no, there's a lot of quarterbacks out here that throw for 3,000 and ain't good quarterbacks.
I think y'all just maybe understand what I mean, taking the throw, like y'all taking the term making the throw literally. So I mean, I think that's really where the issue lies. So when I say making the throw, that's in my thought process, it's not just a literal meaning of being able just to throw a pass and somebody complete it. So I think that's where the problem comes. I didn't explain what I meant by making the throw. And to Stat Guy, I clearly said, like Jonathan said, we're not going to go around. But like I said, I clearly said he was one of the worst 3 quarterbacks 3 or 4 times. Yeah. I never said he was good, but yeah. All right.
How you stay?
But I think that's what it's just a miscommunication. When I say make the throw, to me, it's a little bit more multi-level. I'm not just literally talking about throwing the pass and completing it. So I think that's what the problem. I think we all saying the same thing, guys.
Yeah, you're talking about pre-snap. You're talking post-snap. You're talking making the read.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about. There you go. I'm talking about quarterback playing the quarterback position. That was my fault. I guess on
my part, I'm just letting you know I'm a very literal guy. So if you say
that's my fault. Yeah, that's my fault.
Somewhere in the thing you said to have a reception, you got to make a throw. To me, that's literal. Yes, you do have to have a throw. Yes,
right. That's what I'm saying. That's my fault. I get it. After hearing this, I'm like, I get it. That's my fault.
You got to break it down.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
My fault.
But to that point, we both was on the same level with Stetson. We think he's a really good quarterback. Yeah. So, Hard Wild saying KJ making their receivers look bad. So is that possible?
I don't know how great the Arkansas receivers are.
That part.
I mean, I'm just saying I don't know. Like I don't know how.
I'm kind of in the middle on that. I think KJ ain't the best. He ain't like he about to sit back. I never think KJ about to sit back there and pick you apart, but I think he can make some of those multi-level throws or that what Thad was talking about. But I think he got some capable receivers. I ain't saying they all conference, but I think they capable. Jaden Hazelwood ain't capable.
I'm not saying that. Jaden Hazelwood couldn't stay healthy at Oklahoma. I don't know what to make of Jaden. See, everybody looks at Jaden Hazelwood and looks at the stars because you don't know how he performs because of he got hurt at Oklahoma. So how?
But I watched him while he was healthy. I watched him while he was healthy at Oklahoma.
How many games was that?
He played like 6 games last year.
6 games.
Yes, I can. No, you better ask that guy. It don't take me a whole 4 quarters to know what a point guard gonna do. Like I can watch you in 1 quarter. So yes, he plays. I don't know what exactly.
Is he a great receiver?
I didn't say great. I said capable.
Okay. Okay. So is he capable? Capable. I'll give you. He's definitely capable.
And Matt Landers ain't the same Matt Landers that was in Athens.
No. Of course. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying I don't. That's why I'm saying I don't know how good he is.
I just said capable. Like capable. That's all.
Like in Hog Wild says 6 games to half a season. You're right. And when you only have, let's say Bryce Young. Let's say Alabama loses Bryce Young for 6 games.
Yeah.
Let's say we lose, our left tackle for 6 games, or a star wide receiver like Jameson Williams.
Okay, let me ask you this:
without 6 games,
what's the dude that played running back for y'all last year?
Last year, Brian Robinson. Yeah.
How did you know he was good? Because you told me he was good at the beginning of the season.
He is a good. He is.
Hold on. Not this year. At the beginning of last year, you told me he was a good.
He was
back,
good.
Right?
Yeah, because he was available.
Okay. No, hold on. You said he was a good running back at the beginning of 2021. Up until that point, you had never seen him because he was never healthy.
Brian
saw him in high school. Yeah, he was always hurt.
He was in Alabama for 4 years. He didn't get hurt his freshman season. We had to see him come in throughout the year, his whole freshman season, and come in like camp.
So he played about as many snaps as Jaden Hazelwood, right?
No, way more than that.
He wasn't always mop-up duty. He played in mop-up
his whole first year, yes. And then his sophomore and junior years, there were games where he came in when he was healthy. He wasn't hurt the whole season.
Neither was Jaden Hazelwood.
But Jaden Hazelwood is what? A sophomore or a redshirt freshman? Which one is it?
No, he's a senior.
Jaden Hazelwood's a senior?
Well, or a redshirt junior. He came in with George Pickens.
I did not know he was. I thought he was like a sophomore.
No, he was number 1. He was the number 1 receiver. Dominic Blaylock was like 3 or 4. George Pickens was like
he the one
3 or 4 or 5.
Was he the one that came over from Oklahoma?
Yeah,
he's the one that came over from Oklahoma. I don't know why am I getting him confused with somebody
when we lost, Jaden Hazelwood committed to us when he was a 10th grader. He decommitted at the beginning of his senior year because Justin Fields transferred to Ohio State. And on signing day, we flipped George Pickens. So we got George Pickens, and
I got confused with somebody else then because I thought Arkansas picked up a sophomore from somewhere that was hurt last year.
Now maybe I don't know. All I know is this is his 4th year in school.
Then never mind. Then I'm not even talking about him. Then now I'm not going to scratch that entire thing.
He may be a redshirt junior or a COVID redshirt sophomore, but he's been in college. This is his 4th year playing in college.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I know. So
yeah, and that's why like in Alabama will be exposed if y'all lose. Yeah, no, well, it's not being exposed. It's you're losing your star player. I don't know if you call that exposed.
Yeah.
I think that's just common sense of knowing that.
I think y'all got capable quarterbacks, but they not Bryce Young.
They not Bryce Young, of course. If you ask,
I mean, who wouldn't be hurt if you lose the leading Heisman Trophy?
That's my point, though, man. It's like you got to think about that stuff, and like. Yeah, and Hog Wild availability is not equal. I'm not saying availability equals
Hog Wild, man. You just hard, man. Hey, man, come on. You trying to deflect, man. Take that L today, man, and live with it.
But we don't. And this dude said we don't have legit receivers.
Well, I'm not saying I think y'all got legit receivers, but that's what the national media been saying the last couple of weeks. I think the problem is so many people compare them to what y'all have had, you know what I'm saying, as a whole.
Yeah.
And as a whole wide receiver core, not one or two, but as a wide receiver core, they're not what they're used to seeing out of Bama. That's what I personally
I can agree with that. That's like saying, that would be like saying your defense is going to equate to last year's defense.
Yeah.
You can't do that every single season.
But you know how people think, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's how you and I, we know.
We don't think that way because I'm, once again, realistic to understand that our receivers, you're not going to have Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Ruggs, freaking all these guys, Devontae Smith every year. That does Jameson. Then you end up with Jameson Williams, John Mechie. That doesn't happen every season. But, if I'm putting we'll just use Hog Wild here since we're doing this. Alabama versus Arkansas. Let's have that comparison. I'll do that all day long, bro.
We don't have to really talk about it because it's going to be on the field next Saturday.
Yeah. And we seen your cornerback.
Y'all got to go to Fayetteville or they coming to Bama?
No, it's a Fayetteville. It's a Fayetteville.
Okay. Oh, wow. What's your initial thoughts on taking on the Crimson Tide next Saturday? I'm interested to hear this.
Oh, of course.
I don't know where Sam Pittman is selling, man. God, I don't know where he's selling.
No, I'm telling you, man, I've been saying this. I like Arkansas, but for some reason, the fans think.
Oh, what you like? Like what?
I like them too.
Listen to me, Thad.
What they doing?
Listen to me, and I'll tell you. But you gotta listen first, bro.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm with you, Jonathan. No, I'm just talking about just in general.
I know. So what I like is I like Sam Pittman as a coach, but like you said that you can't skip levels, right? So you have a 9-3 season or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden you're supposed to be 10-2 and 11-1 because that's the way these fans think, and it don't happen like that. Because when you lose players like Treylon Burke and all these other guys, I like Bumper Pool, I like Catalan, right? Drew Sanders, obviously coming from Alabama. These guys are great, but there's levels to elevating your team. It's called creating depth, which me and you talk about all the time, Coach. So and that's why I think that a lot of these fans, Oklahoma is a good example. USC is a good example, right? Of thinking because we won a couple of good games, all of a sudden we're at that level. We're going to start comparing games like, oh, look at how much Georgia beats Kent State by versus what we as Oklahoma beat Kent State by. And then look what happens.
Yeah. A lot of people use the transitive property. They like, oh, well,
exactly.
And I try to do that. Like, oh, well, we beat Oregon by 46 and somebody else only beat them by 30. So that means we're going to beat them. It's like Thad always says this, styles make fights. And
matchups, bro.
That's what happens. You can't just be like, oh, well, we might have been a bad matchup for Oregon, whereas another team wasn't. So.
Why do you think Arkansas always gives Alabama a tough time? It's a good matchup for Arkansas. It's going to, you're putting our receivers on an island one-on-one, which, look, let's be real. Every year, you're not going to have shutdown corners, right? Alabama doesn't get that every year. So, this year, Texas exposed that, right?
Alabama is going to beat the shit out of Arkansas.
Hey, Hard Wild, I gave him the link. He said he wanted to come on. He said he wanted to.
Every year I say that if there's going to be any year where we're going to blow them out, it should have been last year because Treylon Burks was hurt in that game, so he didn't even play the whole game. And they
but you know what? You said it was supposed to be last year, but you told me before the game that you was thinking it was going to be close. All right, we got.
Sam said last year was a rebuilding year, man. Come on.
Hey, we got my guy Hard Wild Marlon.
I'm here to speak for myself now. I'm here to speak for myself now, dang it.
Welcome into the show, Marlon, dog. What's going on? How you feeling after that loss, dog? That's what Thad said. Thad said you got to wear the L before you talk
about that L. You need to take that cross out, put the L on that chain.
Oh my
You know
God.
what, Shawty? You know what, Shawty? I'm gonna take my L on the chin.
Good man.
I'm a big boy.
I respect that. I respect that.
Hey,
But let me just say this.
Y'all had it.
The better team did not win tonight.
You heard that.
I can't
The better
tell.
team did not win.
I can't tell. I can't tell. I count the W's. I count the W's and L's.
Okay. You count W's and L's. Okay. That's easy to say. Okay.
What you count? What you count? What you count?
I can't deny that. I mean, we took the L. I can't deny that.
So how they won better than y'all and they won?
KJ's bad decisions, in my opinion, that one bad decision, I think, just completely changed. I've never seen momentum.
I'll say this.
Like that. But to Thad's point,
KJ bad decision, Arkansas fault. I mean, come on, Texas A&M fault. That ain't. Come on, that's what I'm saying. How we beat y'all, but we ain't better.
That's what I was about to say.
I'll say this. Let me just say this.
They was better tonight.
Yes.
When else we played?
They made the most plays tonight.
I'm trying to help.
Who, Georgia?
Go ahead, Molly. Go ahead.
The last time we played y'all, we got drugged. I'm not denying that. We're not talking about Georgia. We're talking about Arkansas and Texas A&M.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. No, I was just giving you a hard time. Marlon.
Oh man, hey, I get emotional, man. It was about my Hogs, man. But let me just say this about the Razorbacks, man. Tonight, KJ and our offense, I would say KJ and Kendall Browse pretty much gave away this game. We went up 14-0. The difference between Alabama, Georgia, and Arkansas is the fact that Georgia and Alabama have a kill switch. When y'all get up on people, y'all are gonna put y'all's foot on their necks, and y'all are not gonna let up no matter what. Arkansas,
you don't think we have better players? I think we have better players too.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that y'all have. Well, I mean, statistically, yes. From a like you said, a star standpoint, like y'all were talking about Jaden Hazelwood. From a star standpoint, yes. But just because they have stars, don't mean they can be developed properly. But where Kirby is learning, where Kirby is good at, is that he learned under the best, which is Nick Saban. He learned how to develop talent. Not only did he learn how to recruit that talent, but he learned how to develop that talent at a high level. And that's why Georgia is turning into.
Stop boo-booing on the 3 stars, by the way.
Exactly, because that 3-star. Hey, I'm telling you, that 3-star can turn into a major 5-star. You know what I'm saying? You got Walker. Look at Stetson Bennett.
Coach, I'm just trying to find this distinction. I'm just trying to find this distinction because he was like the only difference was now it's a whole bunch of differences.
Shout it.
So I'm just trying to find it.
You can't tell me. You cannot tell me that across the board that Oklahoma had lesser talent than Kansas State.
I thought we were talking about Georgia and Arkansas.
But I'm just giving you an example of what you're talking about. Because even though
I can't tell about them, I can tell you about Georgia and Arkansas.
Even though Texas A&M had statistically better talent than us, they were not the better team. We made more mistakes and we gave away the game. We had a 14-0 lead and we didn't take advantage of it. We took our foot off the gas and we let them get the momentum and get back into the game. That's simple.
So would you say that coaching is a part of the game?
Oh, coaching is definitely a part of the game. And I will definitely say that.
Priest is a dog. He agreed with you, Marlon. He said, but we are talking about Arkansas.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Arkansas specifically because Arkansas does have talent. Arkansas is not without talent. I'm not going to say that they're 2 and 3 deep like a Georgia or an Alabama, but at that upper threshold and that first deep, we're talented. We're just as talented as everybody else. Because I honestly do feel like if I'm just being honest with you, that's just my personal opinion. Because I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not biased. You know what I'm saying?
Before we go down this road, I think Shawty and or Marlon, we got to define what talent is. You know what I'm saying? Because if we go by rankings coming out before they get developed or not get developed, then it's not a contest.
Mm-hmm.
It's Georgia all the way. Now we talking about eye test. That's subjective. But
right. Okay.
Because
So now that we pretty much
I'm
defined,
encompass it all. Just look at the results. Look at the proof is in the pudding. I'm just gonna say that.
okay, all right. I don't have a rebuttal. Because if we're just talking about stars straight out the gate, obviously Georgia, Alabama. I'll put it like this: if Alabama was so much more talented than us, then even last year we wouldn't have lost by only one touchdown. You get what I'm saying?
Coaching is a matchup style.
Coaching,
right? Yeah. It's about matchups, exactly. So because Arkansas got away from the run game, that's really what lost us the game. Aside from KJ fumbling on the 1 yard line, thinking he was Superman. You get what I'm saying? Because their defensive line couldn't match up with our offensive line. And that's what won us the game. When we were effectively running the ball, they couldn't stop us. But when we got cute trying to do end arounds with Malik Hornsby and you know what I'm saying, trying to get him the ball, yeah, you can try to get him the ball because he's an elite athlete, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that he's an effective runner with the ball in his hands because he damn near fumbled the ball. You get what I'm saying? That's an example of talent not being equated to the results on the field. You know what I'm saying? Because if we really literally took Malik Hornsby for who he is as a scrambling quarterback, he would be outrunning KJ. But the fact that he isn't a better passer than KJ and KJ isn't the best passer, and I mean, it's just that it's just all over the place, man, to be honest with you. I just feel like, of course, Georgia's going to have better talent. Alabama's going to have better talent. But depending on how we take this loss is going to lead us into next week. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I can't be too mad about it for too long because I have to get ready to make that drive next week. You know what I'm saying? I actually live in Dallas, Coach. You know
okay. I knew you live around.
But the Fayetteville drive is about a 5.5 hour drive for me. So I have to mentally prepare to actually break the game down, man, because I wrote notes down while I was watching the game. I can go over those right now. I can go from decision making. Yeah, I won't do that. But I mean, decision making, KJ feeling himself too much. Like I'm like, Coach, I don't have to watch you for a full game to know what your talent threshold is. You know what I'm saying? When I see talent, I see talent. I said back in May that Drew Sanders was going to be a monster. Well, I said that back in May because I watched his tape. You can watch Drew Sanders' tape from high school and see what he is.
He's different.
He's a ferocious middle linebacker who had his hand planted in the ground at Alabama, which was not his. Well, that is his strong suit to a certain degree. Yeah. But at the same time, if he's standing up in the middle and you use him as a hybrid, he's going to be everywhere. And that's what Arkansas is doing, and that's why he's finding success.
Problem is he was playing behind Dallas Turner. Yeah,
right.
So him coming to see, that's what I in that one case, like, you know, cases like a Drew Sanders, I think that doesn't take anything away from Drew. It's Dallas is an absolute monster.
That's
a
business decision, bro. That's a
because he could have sat behind him the whole time, but that wouldn't have been good for his draft stock. He's helping his draft stock. So Drew Sanders is one of those talents that could, like Dad say, when you're trying to judge talent, I think Dad had a good kind of comparison in an indirect way. It's like, could that person play, or could that person start or get as many minutes just like they do on their original team as they would on Georgia's team? So if you look at Drew Sanders, could he get that same time on Alabama? We seeing his talent is there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, because 100%. Of Dallas Turner, he may not be starting, but he could play on Bama's team. We know that.
And they came in together.
Yeah, they came in together.
Let me ask y'all this, man. Where does Arkansas fall short in y'all's eyes? Because I'm a biased Arkansas fan. Where does Arkansas fall short? I want
to get Shawty's opinion on that too, because our opinion, Jonathan, is a little bit higher than Thad's. I want to see what Thad.
All right, go ahead.
Well, so first of all, let me say this, Martin, I was just giving you a hard time, man. I'm just a real jock, man. I was just giving you a hard time.
I know, man. I'm not taking it personal.
Yeah, that's my guy. My guy Shawty like a good.
I know. I'm not. I promise you, I'm not taking it personal, man.
Yeah, he played. He played the game in between the heads, so you know he like to give people a hard time.
So to answer your question, to be honest, you really kind of beat me to the punch, because my next question to you was going to be, do you think Sam Pittman is the guy? But to answer your question is, I think that's where you guys are going to fall short at, because it always starts from the top. As great or as good as Sam Pittman has been for you guys, he doesn't have the right mentality to win a national championship. I'm just being honest with you. I think it's nice and it's good and it's fresh. Him having, the pedigree of coming from Kirby staff and the other things he have done is a good change for you guys. But ultimately, I don't think he's going to be able to get the players that you guys need to win a national championship.
All right, Jonathan. Let Jonathan.
I'll be real with you, man. I think it's the back end of your defense. I think that's where you're going to really, really fall short.
I'm with Jonathan.
The lack of communication is horrible on Arkansas's back end, bro. Anytime you see like a trip set or a motion wide to short or something like that, you'll see it confuses. Usually the safeties get confused, especially if they're playing a multi-scheme on the back end, bro. And that's why I think that I believe this Alabama, you guys always play Alabama tough because of the matchup. And that's why I even said at the beginning of the year, man, I'm like, man, if they had the back end put together, this would be Arkansas's year to beat Alabama. But just like last year, in my opinion, that could be the complete crutch in this game. Because Arkansas is one thing in the SEC West, unlike the rest, in my opinion, and they're not afraid of Alabama. Most teams, in my opinion, play almost like they're afraid of Alabama, right? Especially in the trenches.
Yeah.
Arkansas doesn't do that. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it and the plays break down, who do I trust more, Bryce Young or KJ Jefferson? It's Bryce Young because of the back end of the Razorbacks all day, man.
Yeah, I thought coming into the season, and I told you this all a while, like I thought Brini coming from Georgia, he wasn't he was a major contributor to the national championship secondary, and McGlothern coming from LSU, but then you said McGlothern got hurt last game.
Yep.
But today, I don't know what the secondary was doing, but to Thad's point, you do have to get Jimmy Zell. I personally think Sam Pittman has the right mentality. I think he's just he's a young in the head coaching role, but like Thad said, can he get
too nice
players?
He's too nice, man. You ain't gonna win the SEC like that. He's too nice.
See, I think he's nice to his. I think he's nice to his players, though. I don't think he's nice as in.
Who he gonna out recruit though? That's what I'm saying. Like at the end, that's what you were saying. I heard you, coach. Yeah, that was saying come on, man. Now at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. That guy.
Is there? But let me ask you this on the follow up though. Not take Sam Pittman out of it. Who it's when you talking about Alabama and Georgia, because that's who you recruiting against every year. Alabama and Georgia. Regardless of whether it's Arkansas, Ole Miss, whoever, like Lane Kiffin's a good coach. He got to recruit.
He got to recruit Jimbo too. He got to out recruit Jimbo too.
Well, so that's not.
You got to outpay Jimbo.
Well, however, tomato. However you want to look at it, you got to outpay, out recruit.
I don't think that's necessarily a Pittman thing. I think that's necessarily
that's a Jerry Jones thing.
Yeah,
it's about how much money Jerry Jones is willing to put in that.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if it won't happen, just hypothetical. If Nick Saban or Kirby Smart goes to Arkansas, you think all the players just all of a sudden always go to Arkansas? They're gonna stop going to Georgia?
It's a good question. Very good question.
Like that's what I'm saying.
I think Will Brand. That's kind of my point. Who is Arkansas? Who are they going to out recruit? Yeah, I'm saying we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. I don't think it's a Pittman thing. I think it's an Arkansas thing.
So
Pittman there though. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Pittman there. So he ain't.
I guess because when he asked you where did they fall short, you said Pittman was the fall short. You didn't say.
Yeah, it is. I don't. And that's part of it. I truly believe
long-term shortfall of Arkansas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't truly think he can get it done. That's why I said national championship. I'm talking about the whole end game.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
So you think Pittman is the guy?
I'm gonna say this. I think that Pittman is the guy due to the fact that he knows and understands what Arkansas and who Arkansas is. I think that his love for Arkansas is what allows other players and other people in that program to understand and love Arkansas. That's the reason Barry Odom is still there. That's the reason Kendall Browse is still there. It's not because of of Arkansas itself is because of the person Sam Pittman is and the love that he has for Arkansas. Now, as far as recruiting, we're recruiting just fine. Do y'all know who Malachi Singleton is? Go look him up.
I keep up.
Like,
Oh yeah, Jonathan.
That's what I'm saying. We recruit well. I mean, that's not the issue. It's the
well is not no. Well is not. It's not about recruiting well. I'm sorry, JC and Coach. I didn't mean. No, what I'm saying is I'm talking about the whole shebang bang. My question to you is, do you see him winning the national championship for you all? That's what I'm saying.
I would say
that guy.
I think that he has the potential. If we're talking about if I think that it's possible, yes. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because I think that Arkansas. I definitely think it's possible, but tonight is a prime example of why I think it won't happen, because Arkansas has the bad habit of whenever we get to a specific spot or a specific level of college football, we let our foot off the gas. We let ourselves down. It happens every single time. Hey, Look at Bobby Petrino. We get in our own way. We were on, but hear me out, Shawty. Just hear me out.
I want to ask Jonathan this. I'm saying I want to ask Jonathan. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Jonathan, do you think Nick Saban is the guy to win you a championship?
Well,
watch out it right, Coach. Yeah. Do you think Kirk? That's my whole point. So when you were telling me all that stuff about the recruiting and all that, I just want to know, is he the guy to win the national championship? That's what I would.
Did people think Dabo Swinney was going to win one before he did?
No.
Exactly.
No. Somebody has to win the guy. We always thought Kirby was the guy to do it.
He was under Nick Saban's tutelage for damn near 2 decades.
9 years.
No, so
he learned the system.
But they don't change the question. The question was, do you think he the guy to do it?
Let me ask you this.
I got a question to kind of put this. I think
I know where you're about to go with this, Coach.
So like if Kirby didn't take the Georgia job, like and it was close to, he almost didn't, because we didn't, not because he didn't want, but because we wasn't fast enough. Shawty, you think Kirby could have did it at Arkansas?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So and let me say this. I think when you say, like you said, win a national championship, I don't think Pittman gonna do it, but I don't think it's because Pittman ain't Arkansas's guy.
Right.
I think Pittman is the guy for Arkansas, but I think because we're dogs and we know where we should have been and have been and supposed to be, we at a different level of looking at expectations. You see what I'm saying, Charlie? Like when we come in, we thinking, how can we get to the natty? I think Arkansas coming in saying, how can we win 9 or 10 games and possibly catch somebody?
We just trying to get to an SEC championship.
but Cole, all I did was answer your question. Now Kirby would have had a better chance of doing a way better job than Sam Pittman, but that wasn't your question. See what I'm saying? Okay. Kirby and Sam Pittman, 2 different type of mentality, 2 different type of coaches. That's what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have Sam Pittman is not.
He don't have that killer.
He's not a dog. He's not a dog.
Where did Kirby learn that from?
Well, Kirby always been hella competitive.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Do you think that if Kirby Smart would have spent just as much time under Jimbo Fisher as he did Nick Saban, he would be the same coach that he is right now?
No,
absolutely not.
Not even close.
Absolutely not.
Because I don't think Jimbo's.
I thought that was rhetorical. Clearly, he wouldn't.
That's not a rhetorical. That was a real question.
Listen, if he's under a different coach, he can't help but be different. I mean, what are you saying? I mean,
because that's my point, Shawty. Yeah. You're reaping the benefits.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so why? That's the question. You know he's gonna be different if he's under a different coach. So what's the point of asking the question?
But I'm trying to pose a point. Because if Kirby Smart, I promise you wouldn't be saying the things that you're saying right now if Kirby Smart would have come from under the tutelage of a Jimbo Fisher, because you would not have the same results, good sir.
If I would have, should have, could.
I promise you that.
I speak on. I say I count the W's and L's. Man, I can't tell you how to
count W's and L's and thank the good Lord because y'all got Kirby Smart. That's what you do.
I can't tell you about the ingredients in the cake, man. I just know it tastes good, man.
All I know is Arkansas is gonna take this L. We're gonna take this L. We're gonna be big boys about it. We're gonna put our big boy draws on. I'm gonna be in that section 127 next weekend to watch Nick Saban walk them Alabama Crimson Tide Elephants in the Razorback Stadium. I know that.
Listen, I think it's just like that. Like you always say, it's levels to it. I don't think that I don't think Arkansas thinks like we think or like Bama thinks. Because like I said, they went 2 years without winning an SEC game.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they win 9 or 10 games, I think Pittman is their guy. Like I don't see Pittman like at Georgia. We gave Marek a long time, but at the end of the day, he couldn't get it done. That's why we end up letting him go. I don't think that same thing happens if you win in 9 or 10 games at Arkansas. I think there's two different expectations.
All right. So I got a question then. So how do you get from the expectation of, we'll use Kentucky as an example, right? Mark Stoops has been at Kentucky for it seems like 15 years now, right? Kentucky loves him because but I know, but you get what I'm saying. It feels like forever. But you saw how he elevated Kentucky to where he is now. And now they're at the expectation of we go to a bowl game every season, we're successful, blah, blah, blah. So how do you reach the next level? Because in my opinion, it's not like Arkansas has never been. It's not like Arkansas has never been.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When they were in, what was it, the Southwest, you know what I mean, with Texas and those guys, they were competitive like in that realm. So how do you get there? Again, in my opinion, it's not just a culture change. It's an administration change into thinking we have to compete with these guys.
I think it goes back to something Shawty said, and this is something that's my personal opinion about college football. There are some schools. I'm not saying that everybody shouldn't want a national championship, but there are some schools that's not impossible, but it's going to be highly unlikely because of what you have to do to get there. Shawty said, they can't they're not going to be able to get the players, not because this guy can't recruit, but I believe that even if Kirby was there, he might have better players than Sam Pittman, but he still got to go against Jimbo. He still got to go against in recruiting. He still got to go against Nick Saban. Like some schools are just in a bad spot. Kentucky.
That's why your boy left Notre Dame to go to LSU. He couldn't
talking about Brian Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I think to your question, Jonathan, how do you get to that different mentality? I don't know if some of these schools should have that natty every year mentality. I think they should have we good with 9 or 10 wins with a possible shot at a conference title, which Arkansas has played for the SEC. Yeah. But not saying that does again, not saying that they don't want a natty. I don't know if Arkansas as a whole is like, oh man, this guy got to get us to the natty or he ain't the guy.
Yeah, we're not thinking that at all. I mean, I think that where we are right now is a sufficient expectation of where Arkansas should be. I think that tonight's game was a big letdown because we knew that we weren't the lesser team. I know that Texas A&M has more stars than us. I know that they have more players than us as far as a 2 deep or a 3 deep. But our quarterback, KJ Jefferson, is a better quarterback than Max Johnson.
Yeah.
Our defensive line is a better defensive line as far as a matchup is concerned than Texas A&M's offensive line right now.
So we outcoached.
We were outcoached.
Yeah.
We were outcoached.
But Sam Pittman is the guy, though.
But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. A lot of those, the reverses and all the other stuff wasn't Sam Pittman. He said that he allowed Kendall Browse to make those calls, because if you go back and look at that the end of that transaction, I mean the end of that series, Kendall Browse had a look on his face like, damn, I just messed up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He really had that look on his face because he was looking at Sam Pittman walk right by him, like, wow, I just blew that series, because he did. Because there was no reason for him to do all that stuff when we had the advantage. Texas A&M wasn't going to be able to stop us running the ball.
Marlon, could you envision that happening to a Georgia team?
No, because y'all are a completely different team. Y'all have a kill switch.
We have different expectations. That's
exactly. Y'all have a different gear.
I think,
you get what I'm saying?
I think for Arkansas, Pittman both things can be true, is what I'm saying. Shawty can be right that he ain't the guy to win a natty, but Marlon can be right to say that he's the guy for Arkansas, because even with this loss, they still can win 9 games, and
we can. We can beat Alabama next week, to be honest.
Yeah,
so I'm saying y'all cool with just winning 9 games. If that's what you're cool with, that's fine.
Man, we got to be cool with what we get, Shawty. We ain't.
But I'm saying you went back to Jerry Jones.
I'm not.
You got all the resources,
Shawty.
You got all the resources.
That's why it's disappointing.
That was my whole point. So if you got the resources, why should you be settling for less?
Because that's all we can get historically. Historically, Bobby Petrino took us to the pinnacle of where we could possibly be. We were number 3 in the nation when he left. You get what I'm saying? We had just won the Sugar Bowl when he left. The expectation for Arkansas was to get back to that the next year, but what happened? He had a motorcycle accident with his mistress on the back. You get what I'm saying? And then Arkansas went through a 9-year stretch of absolutely horrific football.
Yep.
Now that we have somebody that can actually bring some type of pride back to our team, we latch on to that. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I don't think. That's what I'm saying. I don't think everybody thinking let's hire this guy because this guy can take us to a natty. I think for Bama, before Nick got there, Bama already had history of winning. So they wanted somebody to take them to a natty. Georgia wanted somebody to take them to a natty. Arkansas wants somebody that's going to consistently take them to a bowl with a shot to win the SEC. And with that expectation, I think
that could possibly get us to a national championship game.
Possible.
Correct. Exactly. That's the expectation.
That's why I think, like I said, I think Shawty right, but Shawty thinking on a national championship level because
that's what he's used to winning. Y'all just won y'all's first natty in what 80 years.
We ain't used to it. I'm saying we ain't used to it.
41.
But to get used to it because you got the sauce. Nick Saban gave Kirby the sauce. You get what I'm saying?
I think Arkansas's expectations would change because Jonathan, you asked this question: how do you get the expectations to change? You have to get the expectations for a natty or expecting a natty won't come until you can consistently win the West, and that's why Dog fans expected Kirby. We wanted Kirby to be the guy to take us to a natty. Because Mark Richt consistently won 10 games and won the SEC. So we were
in the East.
So listen. I always say this: different coaches take you to different levels. And I believe like Jim Dunning. First of all, when I was a freshman, Ray Goff. Listen, I don't know what the beginning of Ray Goff was, but the end of Ray Goff was terrible. Jim Dunning came in and showed us. You shouldn't be only winning 6 games. You should be going to a bowl, winning 9 games a year, 9 games a year. He showed us that for 5 straight years, and then we got rid of him because now we changed our expectations. Like, well, if we can win 9 games, why we can't win the SEC? Then Mark Richt came in, won the SEC, almost had a chance to go to a natty, and then we like 15 years. You still in that little 10 win. Like we need more. So it's like every time we went to the next level, we changed our thoughts. You see what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm getting at, Cole. That's what I'm saying. You saying the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I said you was right.
Imagine if Arkansas had Deion Sanders as their coach.
I think Sam Pittman can be Arkansas's Mark Richt.
I'm just saying, even at Arkansas, Deion Sanders would be able to get better Jimmys and Joes. He can always hire a good staff to be around him. But it's about getting the Jimmys and Joes. That's the problem Arkansas going to always have until they get a guy that got a dog mentality. Deion Sanders got a dog mentality. He going to be able to get certain players that Sam Pittman just can't go get.
Exactly, and that's why I said Sam Pittman's the guy that's like a Mark Richt to try to get them to the SEC. Maybe the Deion type is the type to take them after the Pittman type, but Mark Richt wasn't no dog mentality.
Right.
That's why he didn't win it. That's why he couldn't win it.
And that's what I'm saying. Pittman is the guy for Arkansas right now because they're trying to get to the point where we were with Mark Richt. That's why.
That's also why Mark Richt didn't last at Miami after he left Georgia.
Oh yeah, I think Mark Richt went back to Miami. He still wanted to coach a little bit, and then he was
some health issues, but he still won that guy.
So I think Pittman is the guy to try to get them to the Mark Richt level of winning. I don't like I say it's gonna take a Deion type guy like Shawty said to get those extra players. Now Deion still got to show me he can do it in the big game though,
right?
Because they did get that thing walked on them by South Carolina State.
Yeah.
So he right now, as of right now, Deion is in the Mark Richt phase. He can win the games, but he can't win the big one. So but it's only been 1 year. I think Deion is a Kirby Smart type, but you got to show it on the field until you show it on the field.
That's a very interesting take, fellas. I never thought about it.
Yeah. I know Jay Lou about to say something, and I'm gonna let Jay Lou say something. I know you about to say something, Jay Lou. I'll just say I ain't even talking about Deion coaching prowess. I'm just talking about the type of recruiter. Yeah. There you go, Jay.
And that's why I always laugh at people that talk about, the success at Alabama is almost based on Nick Saban. And I'm like, no, Nick Saban came in and he brought 119 assistants with him. You know what I mean? We only had 47 assistants at Alabama. That's what we paid. Staffers. When we were at Alabama, when obviously Mike Shula got fired and we brought in Nick Saban, he brought in 119 assistants. We have recruiters that recruit other recruiters. And in my opinion, the people that surround Nick Saban is why he gets all the praise he gets. You look at who he had, man. Jim
that
McMahon.
Right there goes to Marlon's point about Kirby learning under Saban, because Marl Richt didn't have the vast staff that Kirby came in. We literally have the highest payroll for staff in college football. Kirby did that when he Kirby did that when he came. And that's what I think, to Shawty's point, that's what Deion would know that. Deion knows I got to get like animals on the recruiting trail. Like, we got to get these players, because if I got the best players, now I can win a natty.
Yeah, but if you check Sam Pittman's resume, he's a hell of a recruiter, Shawty. Like, for real, he ain't just a peon on the recruiting trail. He's getting players. We got players.
I know that. I'm not saying what I'm saying. I'm not saying you guys are not getting players. It's obviously you guys are getting players. You're ranked in the top 10, top 25. But once again, it's levels to everything. And when I be speaking, I'm just talking about the top level. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was saying. You coming from a different vantage point. You talking about that elite company. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I just say I think Pittman's the guy for right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't jump from no wins in the SEC to Kirby Nick level.
Well, Coach, that's why I asked the question. That's like if I asked Jay Lou and I asked you, that's just like if you would have asked me, just being totally honest. If you asked me if I think Kirby the guy. If he is, I'm going to say yes. If he's not, he's not. So that's why I just asked him the question about Pittman. If you think he's the guy to win you a national championship now, I'm just saying I don't think he's the guy. He ain't the guy. No matter how long you keep him, he ain't the guy.
Yeah, and when it comes to recruiting, I follow recruiting very, very intensely. I know Coach I knows this. It's one of the things I concentrate on the most. What separates Arkansas with Sam Pittman and Alabama is a lot of people will think that Nick Saban is a recruiter. Nick Saban hasn't been recruiting in Alabama for years. He's a closer. It's Holloman Wiggins, right? It's all these guys.
Kirby's a recruiter. Nick's a closer. Yeah,
exactly. Like when you look at, and that's what made Alabama is that he basically has this web that he's stretched out, and he goes and pays people to bring these people to him. You go get them. You convince them to talk to me. I'm going to close the deal. That's how we get the recruits. That's why so many of these recruits, in my opinion, wait so late now, obviously, besides the NIL, obviously, to close down their decisions between, obviously, December and January, early signing day and national signing day, is because of that, right? So outside of, obviously, the NIL, but in my opinion, it's all about what Brent Venables is doing in Oklahoma. Brent Venables is a great recruiter, but he's not recruiting. He's closing the recruits. He's taking Jay Valai, who was horrible at recruiting in Alabama, by the way. It's why we didn't get I can't think of the cornerback's name at USC. He was number one corner last year. He was the reason we didn't get him. You look at how these guys stretch and how they do the recruiting. It's not about the head coach recruiting. It's about who he has surrounding him to get the people just close to him. Close. That's when let him bring his aura, fly the helicopter on the field, whatever it may be, impress you and get you to sign.
That's what Kirby did with his offseason hires. Everybody was like, why he go get the DB coach from Temple? Because the DB coach was really good at recruiting, and the kids love Fran Brown. Same thing with the guy we got from SMU. Like I was like, man, y'all like Kirby don't need nobody on defense. He got that. Like he just needs you to bring the guys to him.
Yeah, and we fired a defensive line coach just last year because he wasn't a good recruiter. That's why we got the resources we got.
When you got the resources and administration, that's what I'm saying. When you demand, you got the administration, the resources behind you. It don't really matter about your coaching prowess because you can hire the staff around you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great leader for you, though. You don't. You have the ideas. You just need the people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It's all about the face and the cachet in the face. You can hire. You can put. Listen, you can give me Kirby money. Well, I ain't gonna say this. It'll be a straight.
I'll take Kirby money.
Don't get it. Listen, you can hire me. You can hire me as the head coach of Georgia, but I know I'm gonna go get Mike Bobo. I'm gonna go goddamn hire Will Muschamp.
Will Muschamp.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can hire the staff around me, and I'm just the face, but I'm still the head coach. You know what I'm saying? I get all the recognition, but I'm gonna hire a good staff around me to make me better.
Right.
That's what Dabo did. Like when he first got there, his matter of fact, after his second year, they was gonna give him more money. He said, "No, I want to give it to the OC and the DC, Brent Venables, and at that time, Chad Morris, because you got to have the people
Don't
around
bring his name up.
Hey,
don't even say Chad Morris.
At Clemson, those 3 to 4 years he was there, he was good.
No, he was legit. He was legit OC. I can't deny that.
He wasn't, and that's a whole nother topic, whether coordinators make good coaches, and that don't always translate like that. No, you know what I'm saying? So
let me ask y'all this though. Where does Arkansas go from here? Because that's gonna be my next pod. Where does Arkansas go from here?
Like that's from this loss or from what?
From this loss. Because I mean, we can say that everything is still in front of us because we have a better loss than Texas A&M. Texas A&M lost to App State. We lost to Texas A&M.
From my point of view, you say where y'all go. I don't think y'all go anywhere. Y'all still in the same spot for goals that should have been set at the beginning of the season. Like I said,
exactly.
I don't personally think Arkansas goals was to win a natty. So
I agree.
So you're still not off the track for that. I'm pretty sure it was to compete for the West.
Correct.
You're still technically on track for that because we've, you know what I'm saying? So I think you stay the course and don't let Texas A&M beat you twice. So that's why I think you can mull on the Texas A&M loss, say, oh, we lost the game, we out of it, whatever. But really, if you set those realistic goals at the beginning of the season, everything's still on the table. That's literally what Kirby told him about. Kirby told the fellas in the Oregon game. He's like, win or lose, everything's still on the table,
right? Because
he knows a one-loss SEC champion is still gonna get in the playoffs. So
that's true.
Mentally, you just got to stay the course. Now, that's gonna be kind of hard knowing them Tide coming in town.
Yeah, we needed this. We needed this dub because after Alabama, we go to Mississippi State and then we go to BYU. I had us winning those games, but
Coach, I don't know why you taking it easy on
me more than Alabama. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I just think the mentality different. That's what I'm saying. I think that I don't think Arkansas was thinking national championship.
We're not.
We're
thinking,
gonna win 9 games.
And you know what? That's the reason we lost tonight, because we thought that we had reached our pinnacle. So we let the foot off the gas. We don't have that killer instinct. You know what I'm saying?
I think 9-10 games. My bad, Marlon. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good.
I think 9 or 10 games is the expectation. And you said they still can win 9 games, right?
We can.
So that means they still on track, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but listen, Marlon add their question. He say, "What do you see us?" Right, and Marlon really looking for some hope in a sense. Marlon, shit finna be just like it was last year. Ain't nothing really changed. That kind of the point that I've been making. I'm being funny, but that kind of the point that I'm making. Like, that's what I'm saying. You are what you are. Sam Pittman. That's what I'm going. Thank you. That's what I'm going to, Coach.
To your point, that means I don't think you should take this loss that hard. Because if Sam Pittman's the Mark Richt for Arkansas, then you still can win your 9 games. The 9, like you won 9 last year, right?
And 9 and 10.
I don't think this loss changes that.
It doesn't.
So, I mean, I know you expected to win. You did.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this loss. Though I was expecting that loss against Alabama. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I expect to lose next week.
Yeah, but you wasn't expecting this one because the one. Yeah, that's so it stings a little bit more, but. That's where good coaching, and we'll see what Pittman is about, because good coaches, can keep that.
That's my point. Y'all are not there.
Well, they're not trying to win a natty, Shawty. You keep putting them in the natty conversation.
No. I'm not even. Listen, I'm not even talking about that. My point being is Arkansas. What I'm saying is same thing. What you saying, Coach? Yeah. Arkansas is really part about that 4th or 5th best team. That's where you guys are.
9 wins don't put you 5th, Shawty.
Okay, I said maybe 4th. Okay, well, they can be 8-4. However
they finished 3rd last year.
Okay.
No, we were fourth. I think Ole Miss was third.
Listen,
Ole Miss was second. You right. We were third last year.
Yeah. Arkansas was third. You guys were third.
Listen, that's fine.
Fifth ain't the same as third. That's what I'm trying
Okay,
to say.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Third. I'm sorry. I apologize. Third. Third.
Shawty, you sure bougie with all these W's Kirby getting y'all, man.
No. I'm just trying to go back to the point. Like you saying, what do we expect you guys moving forward? And I'm really just trying to be honest. What I'm saying is, it's not. I'm not
how
saying
did they move forward.
I mean, how do you move?
Yeah.
Okay, with that,
We move forward one game at a time, man. I mean, This was a tough loss. I mean, we had the game in our hands the entire time. I mean, ultimately, we lost this game. We missed a field goal. We fumbled at the 1 yard line once again, and then we allowed a defensive player to pass the ball to his teammate to then run 80 some odd yards to gain the momentum and officially put the game away at that point. You know what I mean? I think that next week
the same thing that
Arkansas.
Well, it's 9 wins. That's what 9-10 wins.
Yeah, no,
That's
don't
what
say. That was awesome.
I expected to win. I'm not even gonna lie. I was expecting to win the SEC West this year, fellas. That was my expectation.
Stop it.
See, I had Bama. I had Bama in the chat. I had Bama winning. I didn't have. I had y'all second.
That was my expectation.
Did you hear that? Come on now, stop it now.
No. In all honesty, I had Arkansas going 9-3 this year. I still think you still go 9-3 because of the schedule. I think your only losses, in my opinion, and I'm being unbiased here. Alabama, I do think it's going to be a loss, and I think you'll have a loss between either Ole Miss or LSU. I think you'll win one, and I think you'll lose one. You know what I mean? So now I think it's
which
more
is
realistic.
where they are right now.
Exactly. So I think people tend to overreact to some losses because it's real easy to overreact to a team that you think you shouldn't lose to, but in all reality, we know how crazy college football can be and how to deal with it. And it's easy for me to say that as an Alabama fan because of 15 years of success that we've seen. And now, obviously, I mean, and to be fair to Georgia, look, Kirby Smart went to an excellent situation. Georgia was not under turmoil. They were winning 9 and 10 games. Kirby Smart, like you said, taught by Nick Saban for 9 years. Plus, he's part of the Bill Belichick tree as well, by the way. So this man already had from the top to the bottom. Then he walks into a program like Georgia. You know, it's not the case here with
a program like Georgia that Mark Richt got there.
That's what I'm saying.
It was not like that when I was a student.
Of course, and trust me, bro. Like I remember before Nick Saban, I remember Mike DeBose and Shula and Franchione and all these guys. Like in between Stalin's one championship, right in '92 to all the way to Nick Saban. Like it was. Well, I don't remember all of it. Yeah, because I'm only 36. But like
the Mikes was rough. The Mikes
was.
All three of them.
Yes. And Shula, I mean, it was very up and down. It's like a roller coaster. And so, like, I think we tend to overreact to things that, like, Texas A&M beat us last year. And people thought I was crazy because I didn't overreact and go, man, we're horrible. No, I went to the game and witnessed it because I live in San Antonio. You live in Dallas. And saw it. And people were giving me hell, as Alabama fans were, because they're like, man, how can you say these things? I'm like, look. It's football, man. Like these guys have down games. And then Texas A&M just played a hell of a game. They out-schemed us. They out-coached us. These things happen. Arkansas can win. Let's say they lose to Alabama, right? Because that's probably realistically what's going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, realistically.
Realistically.
I agree. No, I mean, in all seriousness, that was the one loss that I thought we were going to have this season. I did not anticipate we would lose to Texas A&M.
We all agreed that is expected.
J. Lou, though, he said he had expectation that they were going to win the West.
Yes, Alabama was going to win the West. Yes.
No, I thought he said that Arkansas was going to win the West.
No, that was my personal expectation.
No, that's what I said. Marlon said that he had expectation that they were going to win the West, which is Arkansas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe
how are you going to lose to Alabama and win the West?
Because I was expecting Alabama to lose more than one game. Even if we did lose to Alabama,
next year,
that's not unrealistic because Alabama still has to play Auburn. They have to play Ole Miss. They have to play Texas A&M, which have always been thorns in their sides historically.
Well, Texas A&M, I don't think it's gonna be a challenge this year. The matchups just
I
not there
want to
like it was
say
last
that
year.
I want to say that the Auburn ain't gonna be a game, but the last time Auburn sucked Alabama.
Look, I don't want to talk about
Auburn
that
is
game either. 'cause-
trash.
So are you guys saying that there was supposed to be basically a Arkansas versus Georgia in the SEC championship?
That was my expectation. That wasn't theirs.
Yeah, Marlon, right.
Yeah, that was my expectation.
Okay, Marlon, I got you.
Because I knew the talent that we had on this roster. I knew what Drew Sanders was before everybody else did. I promise you I did. I did my homework. I knew what.
That's a stretch.
Bro, bro. Okay. All right, shawty. I watch a lot of football, man, and I played myself. I didn't play in college by choice. But I know football, bro. I know sports in general. I'm an analytical guy.
Well, if you don't think it, who will? You
right, exactly. If no one else, I will. you know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey man, I can't thank y'all enough, man. I held y'all on here. This is 3 hours running.
Y'all gotta let me on next week, man.
I said, listen. You told me you check your email and your Twitter. If you go back and check your Twitter, I sent you the link before I sent it to John.
You did. I was at the bar when I was at the bar when the live started. I'll be on here next week though if invited. I promise you that.
Yeah. Hey, this is like hey man, I actually want to treat it like kind of like a call in, man. You can hop on this live stream. We just gonna talk about what happened in today's college football, man.
We'll do that.
But so listen, you're gonna be feeling rough next week. Now you hop on that side.
I'm gonna be a fan next week.
You already expecting the L. You already expecting the L.
But hey, listen,
you know what, man? It's about how we lose. If we lose gracefully, I won't be mad.
Hey,
but tonight was unacceptable.
You got to take your medicine, or you got to get your win. Either way.
Hey, so hold on, Cole. Before you sign off, can we get some J. Lou? Can we get some predictions
to the game? Oh man, put me on the spot. I haven't even.
I was about to say, because both of them gonna do previews to the game.
Yeah. I gotta think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give you my prediction now if you want, just off the top of my head without doing any research. I mean.
Yeah,
it's in Fayetteville, so I'm probably going to say 27-24 Alabama.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think it's because of how, like you said, I think like Stad, you always say them styles, man. The styles, some reason,
Arkansas closely resembles Alabama.
I think it's more like
they can run the ball,
right?
31-17, 31-20, something like that.
And what pisses me off the most about this loss tonight, before we get off here, is the fact that A&M is trash on offense.
They are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got quarterback problem, man.
And we made them.
You think they still ain't solved it with
second? I will never get over that 2nd and 30, bro. I will never get over that 2nd and 30 ever.
Well, that's what I think Jonathan or Thad said, that back end, that defense. Yeah,
man.
But you know what?
I think it was more
because we can go into that, man.
We can talk about.
That was a bad. Listen, I'm not a big proponent of the whole prevent defense, and that was a bad defensive play call to be in umbrella coverage 40 yards down the field. Like, bruh,
but you blitzing the safety. He was blitzing the safety at the same time
on the defense.
Yes,
and that's what I'm saying.
You blitzing the safety in 2nd and 30.
You gotta know your opponent. Max Johnson ain't that guy.
Go back to coaching.
They made him look like Cam Newton tonight. They made him look like Lamar Jackson tonight.
Yeah. He did look good.
Right. Exactly, coach. Exactly. He looked good, didn't he? That's a damn shame.
But I'm with that. Like he shouldn't have looked that good.
Nah, he shouldn't.
Even though I think Max Johnson is better than Haynes King, that's not saying a lot in my book, because I didn't think.
And we had like 3 or 4 sacks tonight.
Yeah, I didn't think Haynes King was deserving of all the hype he was getting either. So, but that's for another day, man. Like I say, hey, y'all, don't forget to tune in every Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern, man. Y'all welcome to hop on. I'll be sure to send all y'all the link. And if I don't, I'll always put it in the chat,
Jonathan,
man.
Hey, man, we might have to chop it up next week about this game, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Before we get off here, Jonathan, tell the people where they can find you.
College Football Jonathan Lewis on the YouTube channel, and then at College FB Lewis on Twitter.
There it is. Marlon, tell them where they can find you, dog.
The Hog Wild Podcast on YouTube and Hog Wild Podcast on Twitter.
There it is. And then Shawty always rocking with me on Tuesday, live stream, 8 o'clock The dogs in the house are inside the locker room for Shawty, CFB with Jonathan Lewis and Marlon and Hall Wow. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Enjoy the fellas. Y'all be safe.
Enjoy. Have a good night, man.
All right, later.
All right.